Peace and love, everybody. I'm your girl, Lyric Malia.
I'm Sarita.
And I'm Shayna.
Welcome to Through Our Eyes. Tonight we have a great show. We're going to be talking about cheating and whatnot, as well as we'll have Funny Man, Duke of Denver, Money Jonesy coming in later in the show. So let's get into this, honey, because I want to know why people be cheating. Cause like it makes no sense to like be with somebody, love someone, and instead of telling them, okay, I don't feel like this is right for us, let's just move forward. They find the need to just go and cheat and do the sneaky behind the back thing, and I never understood that ever.
Sips tea. It's not tea, but
Well,
I was just gonna say, sip the wine, baby. If you got your wine, I
I
was
got
being
some
nice and have my wine and my cute little pineapple.
we gonna
There,
cheers with the cognac.
look at her, look at her with her agua. Ain't
Look
nothing
at
wrong with
you.
the life water.
cause
I'm
you want the glowy, dewy skin. That's what you want. So I'm trying something new.
that's what's up.
Okay. Well,
Hot
I drink water after the show.
I add some to my cognac.
and look, I'm only drinking this water because weed make me thirsty. Okay.
That
Okay.
part.
I
Well, why y'all think people cheat?
oh, you know what? I can only speak from experience. So let me tell you why I've cheated in the past. Because I don't cheat anymore, but I have. And I cheat simply because selfishly I got involved with someone who wanted a monogamous relationship. I wanted them. So if it meant lying to get them, because I knew this person wanted a monogamous relationship. And that got in the way of what I wanted. And I did say that was selfish, but that's what it was. It was, I could play the monogamous role, but I knew that I was doing, other stuff. And I learned the hard way. I was very young. I learned the hard way that cheating can get you hurt in many ways.
Oh yeah.
And there's a lot of trauma that you don't know that you carry with you into your next situation. So for me, cheating was about manipulating the situation and how somebody felt because of what I wanted. I wanted
Mhm.
them. So by any means necessary. And I come to receive the end of that, and it's not a good place to be. As an adult, now I'm like, just be upfront about what you want. And
Right.
if they don't want it, then you've lost nothing. If they do want it, then the peace of mind that you get about being with someone and not having to pretend like you're not where you are, or answer questions, or any of that nature. Like they understand what it is. It's a very freeing feeling, but people still cheat. I don't know. Maybe it's the thrill of getting caught. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's like people
The
like
thrill of
doing
not
stuff
getting caught.
they're not supposed to do. You know what I'm saying?
The
People like
thrill of
Yeah.
taking a risk, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've kind of picked a few brains about it over the past week, and then I can, be honest from my perspective, because when I was young, I was a little insecure. And honestly, I think personally for me, that fed into my desire to, okay, am I desirable, especially after I had a child, gained weight, like, okay, like, do I still got it? Like, and I think that's a big thing for a lot of people.
Yeah.
It happens to men more, I think. I don't know why, but a man just needs to know for whatever reason that he can still pull whatever he wants to pull or
Yeah.
whatever. And it's, I think that's for men more of an ego thing. I
Yeah.
think when it comes from that place, for women, it's more of a self-esteem thing. Like they feel like something's lacking. But that's not always the only reasons. Of course, there's just the wanting to keep your options open. I honestly think some people just like to have a sense of control. So it's like, I got this going on, I got this going on, you're separate from this, you're separate from that. So knowing that they can kind of play puppeteer is kind of a thing for some people. And other people, I think they just want to keep their options open, but have a hard time being honest about how they feel. And society really, and our culture has really kind of created that monster of people not feeling comfortable with who they are. Because if I tell you this is what I want, now you, based off of what society says, going to be looking at me like,
Right.
what's wrong with you? Why can't you keep it in your pants? Like,
Right.
but
And they too is a defense mechanism. I
yeah,
think you got to say that. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So, I mean, there are so many reasons. There's so many reasons. What
Because
you
we
think,
all
Nick?
need. I mean, everybody got, their own reasons. I mean,
Yes.
and some people have abandonment issues, and so they need a backup to the backup to the backup to the backup because in their experience, people leave.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they don't
Yeah.
want to be by themselves. And you know, um, it happens. I've
I
heard
think
Right.
it's
some
a lot of healing needed for most people.
right,
All
Yeah.
of us.
Yeah.
Shoot.
I mean that really contributes to that issue. There are some people who are fully healed who understand, you know what, I really like you. I really like all of these things about you, but I still feel like something's missing. So if it's okay with you, I have this friend over here who can fulfill that need. Like it may be
Right.
conversational, it may be sexual, it may be
Right.
intellectual, but people aren't comfortable expressing that because society has said one and only one.
right,
And people are more comfortable with breaking the rule of lying than they are with breaking the rule of being an adulterer per se, which is interesting to me.
right. I mean, I've always been a proponent of saying I don't ever believe that one person can address everything.
And
And
that's true.
hard
Right.
and just to basically say I like this thing here and you don't.
Mhm.
So to be with you, I have to not have that. And you're okay with that because you don't care about that. But I'm the one that has to sacrifice something to be with you. And the other person says, "What is selfish is the one who should give up this thing that they like." It can be anything. I might be in a position that you don't like to do. So basically, you're telling me you love me. And if you love me, you just not want to do that. And society has taught us that that is okay.
Okay.
And
Right.
that's not cool.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, we all make
Well,
sacrifices, but you shouldn't have to lose part of who you are as a person simply because the person that you love doesn't like you.
true.
Especially if it's
Yeah.
nothing that's harming anybody.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely.
Well, for
We
me,
got
when I did it, it was to harm somebody. I wanted to get back. I was cheated on, so my, I was a little vengeful. You did it, I'm
That's
gonna do it
different.
too.
That's
I mean,
different.
that was my reason for why I cheated. I ain't never just cheated just because. Oh, I see you. Because when I'm with a guy, I'm with a guy. That's all I see. Like other guys can come to me, I have nothing for you. When I'm actually with a guy, but when you cross me, and I find out, because I always find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, oh, so you're gonna do that? Watch this. See how this shit hurt. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that's why I've done it. I've never done it just to be like, secret lovers type thing. No, because I first of all, I'm not a good liar when it comes down to those questions coming up. So it's like, oh no, I'm not even finna set myself up for failure. But shit, I'll do it and then be like, "Show did it," and let's talk about what you did to
Got to be
create
ready on
what
the
this
stick.
what this is happening. Right. I'm gonna come back with the guddle every time. I see that money is here. So I would like a man's perspective because he's our male that is here. Let me add him from the green room. Money Jonesy, the Duke of Denver. My bad. How are you this evening?
I'm good, man. I'm the best I could be. I'm over here chilling. Just left the candlelight, but I'm here, so I'm shaking it off and listening to y'all.
What do you
interesting
gather so
perspectives.
far? Right.
Huh?
What do you gather from a male's perspective?
On what in particular? What
As
Cheating.
in
far
particular?
as cheating goes,
Why
you've done
I
it.
people
think
do it?
Why
I
do
think
it?
it's something. I don't know. I think. Let me just start. And this may y'all may feel this and y'all may not, whatever. But I really think society. Let me make this story short. It's a lot to this, but I think that society has conditioned us to want everybody to want the same thing, kind of. You
Yeah.
know, a monogamous relationship, white picket fence, with these kids and this and that. And everybody is kind of in the back of their mind shooting for this goal that's really
Yeah.
unachievable. And so, you see our discussions about cheating. Oh my God, somebody's cheating and all this stuff. And um, I think it's a lot of hype to it. You know what I'm saying? I think people should be striving to be happy, and that looks a lot of different ways. You know what I mean? And it's really almost as different as we are as people. You know what I'm saying? But as far as cheating as a man, I think we have to get to a certain mature level because growing up it's cool. If you playing football, basketball, you cool. You're a rapper to date and
It's
talk to as many
expected.
women as you want. You know what I mean? And it's kind of a phase that you know, and there's your exceptions to everything, but the majority, the phase that we go through, you know what I mean? And so you have to get to a point where you like, forget my homies is talking about this nigga about to, you know, he about to go home to his girl or be on some other shit anyway. So it ain't about that conversation with your homeboys and stuff. You got to learn to be true to yourself and honest with
Facts.
yourself. You know what I'm saying? And for a long time, just me. You have to get to a point where you got something to lose and you just tired of drama, and you know what I'm saying, and you need some kind of sense of control. You know what I mean? Because there's so many beautiful women in the world. Like it's hard if you get into women. Like you look around, there's a beautiful woman literally on every corner.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it really is. If you're into women and you're into that, it's a challenge. You know what I'm saying? But it just not so much focus on that aspect of your life because there's so much. You got your career, you got your kids, you have your hobbies, you have goals that you want to do, all that. So you got to get to a point as a man where you know yourself, you're comfortable with yourself, and that you have other things going on to where you're not out here trying to cheat. You know what I'm saying? Real shit.
Yeah, for
But I mean,
sure.
if you have some questions, I can answer. That was just kind of vague. I was like, where am I going with this?
I think for me, I think that the idea of cheating comes about because people believe that relationship equates ownership. And you don't own
Hmm.
anybody. People are free
Right.
to do whatever they want to, but there's this sense of that's my husband, that's my
Yeah.
wife, that's my man, that's my
Okay.
my. Like you own that person, and I think
That's not true.
that's why a lot of people kind of balk at the idea of being in a monogamous relationship because they don't want to have to check with somebody. They don't want to have to consider what someone else might think or want based on what they do with their life. They don't want that. You see, men and women fighting over relationships, and all they can say is, "Well, that's my man. Why would you do that?" And the other person is always like, "Well, I'm not the one in a relationship with you. I don't owe you. I don't
Exactly.
owe you anything."
Oh, your
And
damn
then
thing.
right. So I think that for me, that's my issue with it. It's about someone feeling like they own me, and I
I
don't
think
like.
the issue, like the main issue with cheating though, is that what's supposed to happen is two people are on the same page, or at least you think.
Right.
So if we've made an agreement and we're on the same page, what cheating in essence is you deviating from our agreement.
Right.
Um, so that's why even in poly situations you can have cheating
Right.
because people aren't operating off of what they said they were going to do. So again, it all comes down to, can you be honest about your shit? Like if we could all focus on the truth, I think we would be happier as individuals. And the
Right.
energy that we find ourselves being surrounded by would be a lot more positive and a lot less sick. But we create these energies, we
Hmm.
create these circumstances by feeling like we need to be accepted by people. So then we start lying to people or putting ourselves in situations that we know damn well we don't want to be in. If you don't
Right.
want to
Right.
be in a monogamous relationship, just because you
Say
don't
that
want to
up
leave this
front.
woman, don't say, yeah, I'll be with you and I ain't gonna sleep with nobody else. Well, say, yeah, I really like you, but I don't think that that's what I want with my life right now. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
it's that truth factor is the bottom line, period. If people could learn to be more honest, cheating wouldn't even be a thing.
Hmm.
Right. And I think that
Communication
you have
rules
to
the
define what cheating is for you, because you could be sexually monogamous, but not,
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying, but be emotionally attached to someone else that provides something that maybe the person that you're being sexual with does not provide. So you have to define within your relationship what cheating actually is, because some people get in relationships and they think that they can't do anything with anybody else. You can't have your
Well,
girls not, your boys not. You can't, you know what I'm saying? You can't do nothing.
this is what messes me up. So about the cheating thing. So say you're in a relationship with a dude and you are perfectly happy. He is satisfying you sexually, mentally, paying the bills, holding it down at home, all this stuff. And then you find out that he's been sleeping with somebody else here and there. So like the stereotypical thing is, oh, it's over, it's a wrap. He's cheating on me, this and that. And so again, when I get back to that goal, the goal should be to be happy. You know what I mean? Because you can have somebody that ain't cheating on you and not be happy. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I really think something was lost, and this is again way far off, but I really think there were some secrets lost, in the Egyptians' times, and it's really like it's kind of like a trick. I really do. I mean, I just do, man. The monogamy thing is everybody's striving so hard to be, in our relationship, and when we really be honest, if we really could see everybody behind closed doors and what's really going on and shit, it probably wouldn't even be possible. There's probably nobody that's
Right.
just 100. You know what I mean?
But
Yeah.
our society doesn't promote individuality. Like you can't go
Right.
It doesn't.
against the grain. You know what I'm saying? Like as long as I appear happy, I don't have to actually be happy.
Right.
Um,
Right.
and that's just, and when you say no, I'm responsible for my happiness. I'm still an individual inside of this situation. I don't have to like the same things that they like. I don't have to do the same things that they do. We don't have to have the same friends. This is the person that I choose to build my life with, have children with, pay my bills with. This may not be the person that I have other things in common with. I'm not going to just stop wanting those things because they address and this. I want to be
And
happy.
that's what, and just that's what's so messed up to me is, people feel like, so say you with a man and you're happy with him, and then you find out he's cheating on you, and you didn't know, or he's sleeping with somebody else. You know, no woman in history is gonna be like, well, you know what? I'm cool. That nigga's got. I'm happy. This nigga, he's a good man. I'm cool. You know what I mean? You're gonna feel
Because
like you have
they
to
tie their
leave the
worth.
situation, and what the situation is, you happy.
Because they
Well,
tie their worth to that. They tie their
well,
worth. If
Yeah.
you're out having sex with someone else, then I must be lacking. So
Right. What am
how
I doing
dare you?
wrong?
How
At the
dare
same
you?
time, at the same time, no, you can't connect your worth to someone else. But at the same time, I think it's bigger than that. That's what we see on the surface. But what's really happening is, sir or ma'am or whomever, you are creating an illusion for me. I think
Mm-hmm.
this is my reality. My reality is that it's me and you, and there's nobody else in the fucking picture. But
Hello.
that's not the reality. And now all of a sudden, I just got sideswiped by some shit that I didn't know about. Whereas if we had this conversation when we initiated this relationship, and if I chose to be okay with that, cool. Don't keep secrets. Don't lie to me. Don't make me think that it's
Exactly.
me and you. And then 2 weeks from now, I find out about Sally Mae up the street. So let's just
It
keep
goes back to
100.
why lie when the truth hurts.
And
Exactly.
and
Well,
and,
that's
and,
why
and
I
I
say,
hear you. I hear you. You find out it, but what I'm saying though is you happy.
But you're happy with
see,
the fallacy.
but the
You're
It's
not.
problem
If
necessarily
you
a
knew the truth, you would
fantasy.
not be happy.
no, the problem
So
here is that people think that once they get into a relationship, they don't have to define things. You have to recalibrate. So
Exactly.
if
Everybody
we
doesn't think the
started
same.
off, if we started off this way, but something has changed, we need to have that conversation before you go out there changing shit. Then
Exactly.
Exactly.
if I'm okay with that, let's go with it. But if I'm not, you've taken my right to say I don't want to
Exactly.
be in this situation. It's not
I
that
like
you're
that.
wrong. It's just that you're making decisions for me that you don't have the right to make. You over here sleeping
Exactly.
with this person,
And
and you coming
and so
back
I
and sleeping
and
with
so I
me.
do. I've been in situations where you tell them up front, and so you guys say that, and I just think that shit is some bullshit. Because I've been in situations you tell them up front, okay, I'm cool with it. Time goes on, you fall deep in love, this and that. You know what I
Right?
mean? And women are emotional creatures. You guys are emotional. That's part for me. That's what makes you guys beautiful is emotion. So you can't
Hmm.
kill it, but when you start making decisions off of your emotion, that's when I have a problem. So you tell this girl up front, hey, this is what's going on, this and that. Okay, I'm cool with it, this and that. Every single time I've done that, eventually it end up being a problem. Still,
She didn't believe you.
Because she
you know
end
what I
up
mean?
falling. You
She
start
didn't. She
showing
didn't.
things that, for me,
What?
it's like you start showing things that leads up to, oh well, this could be going deeper. You know what I'm saying? Even though this is what was stated in the beginning, now we're going along. It seems like we're in a growth period now. Maybe we're getting more, getting to know each other better. And so maybe I feel like, this is maybe the guy for me.
Right,
Let's
and why
see.
can't it be? So like me, I like to, I don't believe in the horoscopes and all that like that, but I acknowledge some of it. So like me, I'm a Gemini, I'm a businessman, this and that. I don't want to be limited to just one relationship like this. I feel like you know I have a lot to offer. I want to expand. I want to franchise. I mean, even with everything, we can be friends, or we can be in a relationship without it being a monogamous relationship, me and you, and I can be an asset in your life. You know what I mean? And making life, you know what I mean? I've done that. You know what I mean? But it takes a while for women to comprehend that because they're still shooting for this ultimate goal of this one
Right.
man
Maybe I
with
can change
him
his
and the
mind. Yeah.
monogamous.
Well,
That's
they
I mean,
what.
do
I
think that
think,
they can change mine. I mean, I
yeah,
think that again, that's an ongoing conversation that you should have within your relationship. Because
it
what
Right.
I'm
should.
okay with today, I may not be okay with 3 months from now. We need to
Right.
continuously have this.
Right.
We are ever evolving people. So what I'm accepting now may not be what I accept later. And that doesn't mean that what you're wanting me to accept is wrong. It just may be wrong for me. The problem here, like Sonny said, is you not giving a person the opportunity to make a decision of whether or not they want to be involved in that. And yes, if
Right.
you tell them up front
Right.
and they're
Toya.
like, I'm cool with it, and then 3 months later they're not, they have a right to change their mind. And you have the right to
Right,
change your
right,
mind.
and
And
which
you
is
both
which is
have the
actually
right
true.
to remove yourself from that situation
Right,
if it don't work.
but
I
they
mean,
mad at you. But they mad at you. Then you know, see what I'm
well,
saying?
then
So,
It's
and
that's
that's the
hurt, not
thing.
anger.
You always
It's
have
hurt.
a choice. You always have a
It's
choice at
hurt.
any time, any relationship, anything you do. You always have a choice. You know what I mean? To leave, to
Yeah.
change. People change, people evolve. But I'm saying, say you do that and you're up front, and then down the line, everything's fine, but just mentally in the back of her head, she can't deal with the fact that she knows that you're seeing other women, and
right. I think
that stops her from being happy.
right. I
It
Yeah,
think for
does.
I was in
yeah.
the same situation and Lyric had to talk me through it because it wasn't the fact that there were other women. It was the fact that he was lying to me
Still
about the
lie.
other women.
It's the
And
Ugh.
I
lie.
and
Why
now
lie when the truth hurt?
right because you set an expectation and
Hmm.
Hmm.
then you fell short, and then when you fall short, instead of taking accountability, you say, well, I mean, I don't believe in being with well, then you should have said that, and I would have been okay with that because me and Lyric has had this conversation, I don't know, going on what 3 years now. Lyric, I've been dealing with this.
Yes, ma'am.
It's really like, I don't care what you're doing. My fear is that I need to make sure that if you're doing these things, that I can trust you to be honest about you doing these things, and you're protecting us. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
like
So
for me, and it took me a while, a long time to get there. I went through all the phases, but for me, honesty is everything. You know what I'm saying? And
right,
because at the end of the day, you'd be like, "Hey, man, I told you what was going on, this and that." But you know, when you're honest with somebody, you can really grow, and it has different effects on the relationship. Sometimes people shun away from the honesty, but it should
right,
allow you to really be yourself. Like I've had partners and I've been in relationships when I was closer to my side chick than my main chick because my side chick knew the real me.
right.
Right. And that
You,
be
you
the
know what I'm
case
saying?
most
I agree with that.
often.
You know what I mean? And so I just I don't know, man.
Again,
I
I
just ain't
think
yeah.
that I think here too is we are still talking about the physical act of cheating,
Cheating.
but cheating goes so far beyond I had sex with
Spiritual,
someone else.
emotional. Yep,
Um,
emotional.
for me, the most important thing in a relationship is honesty and stability. If you take either of those away, I don't want to be there. I don't care, what the other situation is. If we don't have stability and we don't have honesty, then I'm out.
Right.
So you have to define what are your deal breakers within that situation. I mean, it
That's
can't
exactly what
just
Dear
be
Mean was saying in our
about sex.
comments.
You know?
Dear Mean in our comments said there should only be an evolution of the connection tolerated. If you find yourself in a devolving relationship, assess yourself first.
Right. And I definitely agree with that because why be in a
Yeah, I do
situation
too.
and be unhappy? Why are you
Exactly.
I
being with
honestly
them?
think if we take our time, like with the dating part first, because usually that's where this happens. You're dating somebody, they're still seeing other people, then eventually the conversation comes up, okay, are we going to be exclusive now? Blah, blah, blah. If we're real there, usually, honestly, by the time you start feeling like you want to connect and like commit to this person, you can make a decision because that person is also going to give you some honest cues. Intuition is an amazing thing if you tap into it and trust it. And you can
Right,
tell when you're on the same page with a person or not if you trust yourself. But the problem is, honestly, most of us can't trust other people because we don't even trust our damn self.
And
So,
you gotta be careful with intuition because intuition, you gotta know if it's intuition or if
exactly,
it's
or
past
paranoia.
trauma. Or
you,
if it's past trauma. You know
It
what I'm
can
saying?
be. But a lot of times I think when you're truly in tune with yourself, those things will come to you. You can be caught up in, you're 100% right. If you haven't resolved past trauma, more than likely it's paranoia from past experiences that's coming back to
Right.
haunt you.
It's
That's why
insecurities.
healing, we were talking about, I think before you came on, we were talking about how important the healing aspect is first, because most of us can't proceed in any type of relationship, whether it's cheating or not, because we haven't healed from whatever it is that we've
That,
experienced in the
that
past.
past
And that's
shit.
bringing
Exactly.
those skeletons right along with us. We carrying them bags. We bag
Them
ladies like
triggers hit
hell,
hard. Right. Them
you
triggers hit
know.
hard on
So
it.
you got to
And
drop the bag
it doesn't have to
somewhere.
be a romantic relationship. It can go back to your relationship with your father. It can go back.
Exactly.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
It's a lot of women around here dating with daddy issues.
I can
And
tell you now, as an entertainer, having seen men interact the way that they have most of my life, I don't even know if that's some shit that I want because I don't trust it. I can
right,
see you happy with your wife earlier in the day, and I can see you in a bitch face at the bar at the club later that night. And that's just got me like, is any of this real?
Right.
So for me, I do deal with that in my mind when I'm dealing with a guy, but at the same time, it's like, okay, so let's take our time early on before feelings get involved. It's like, okay, sure, do you? I'm still getting to know you. It's not a problem. But usually, like you said, for most women and for all people, we're all looking for stability and something we can depend on at some point. So no matter what we do, even if we are involved with multiple people, more than likely there's going to be one that we focus that attention on more because we can trust this person. This person's been there. This person's gonna hold me
Right.
down. I want to have my kids with this person and not have my seed everywhere else. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
like when that's just natural. Honestly, the monogamous aspect in some ways when you look at it is natural and makes perfect sense. Then again, there's that human desire, which as we mature, we should be learning to bridle. I can say, okay, is it worth it? Like,
Right.
what's the trade off? Am I willing to make a sacrifice for this one thing that has most of what I want, but maybe missing a couple? And maybe if we talk about it, it may be room for me to have friends so I feel complete. But most of us never get to those conversations.
And so look, and uh, the whole cheating thing. So I was watching this lady, and it blew my mind. She was talking about she was going hard on women. She was a woman going hard on women, and she was just saying, but it was kind of real. She was just like, "You want this man to be monogamous with you, to be your only man. You got to understand what it takes to satisfy that man. You talking about you don't? He might like his balls licked. You don't want to lick balls,
Right.
and you want him to just be
I
with you.
saw that.
You know what I
I
Sacrifice.
mean?
saw that.
You might want him to
Sacrifice.
cook. You don't want this man to go outside of you for anything. Then you have to be willing to give this man everything that he wants.
100%. a hundred
You see what I'm
percent.
Right.
saying? And
Yeah.
and to get to that point is it takes time. You know what I mean?
And that
A
goes
lot of
both
women,
ways.
your first
That
conversation, the
but
first
that's what I
conversation
said
will be like,
earlier.
so are you talking to somebody? Now I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm gonna let y'all in on something. I've never met a man that was straight that doesn't have no woman around at
Most
all.
women are the same way.
Okay,
Most women have a man
right,
in their pocket. We lie about it. I don't know why we lie about it, but we're the same. We're human beings. Nobody wants to be alone. We're here to be
right.
social. And at some point, yeah, some of us get a little isolated in our moments, but at the end of the day, we are social beings. So there is not going to be an extensive period of time for most normal people where there's not someone in their
Right.
life. And if they tell you
Right.
that, they
Somebody's
lying, or
always around.
if they alone, you need to leave them alone because they need to be alone.
Right.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
They healing.
Yeah.
Leave that alone.
Yeah.
Cheers to
Put a
that
band-aid
one.
on this shit.
Yeah.
I know one of the most times I was complete, what I felt the most complete in far as dating and my woman area. I had a woman. She was cool. Sexually, she was satisfied. I wasn't, but we had everything together. The house was good, bills was paid. We was seeing eye to eye as far as goals and everything else. So I wasn't trying to replace her or nothing like that, but I wanted to be satisfied. You know what I mean? So I had went and got another woman, and you know what I'm saying, to satisfy me sexually. You know what I mean? And so that was one of the most times that I felt the most complete as a man. Everything was good. You know, she was happy,
Was she
this
aware?
and that. Huh?
Was she aware?
No,
Of course not.
I'm just curious
no.
because
So,
it's a
She
so,
word.
wouldn't.
so
Yeah,
It's
you
a
were
word.
no.
happy. You were happy with that, but you were being
But I
dishonest.
don't. But
Exactly.
I don't feel like I was painting her, selling her a dream. Like, baby, yeah, I'm gonna marry you. Yes, you are my everything. You know what I'm saying?
You don't
Yeah,
have to be
See, that
yeah.
selling
be
a
the
dream to be
problem.
You
honest.
got a house
That's all I'm
together. You
saying.
paying
Like,
bills together.
See,
You're
but my thing is
creating.
the problem with women. If a woman did that, it's not gonna balance. She's gonna lean to the nigga that's knocking them boots real
but
good.
eventually men do that too.
No.
Eventually, it usually takes longer, but eventually men do that too. And that's what women fear is that, okay, yes, I'm your foundation, I'm your roots over here. And yeah, you might, go dibble dabble in this dirt from time to time, but eventually you're going to form some branches over there too. And those branches could take hold just as strongly as your roots over here. And now you might be, our house is divided. Now I got a problem. Like the money that was coming over here in our household, now you paying for dates over there with this one. Like, wait a minute, hold up. Where did the cash flow go? So that's why the
So
communication is so
if first of
important.
all,
Exactly.
if you broke, you
It's
don't
not
need to
about
be
being
worried
broke.
about
It's
this
about being
woman,
honest still.
that woman, the side woman. You need to be worried about trying to get financially stable.
It's
You
still
see what I'm
about
saying?
honesty at the end of the day, about what's happening with what is supposed to be based on my understanding, ours. So now that there is something added to the equation that could take away from what is quote unquote ours, then that should be something that I know. If I like it or if I don't is not really the issue because I'm gonna make a decision.
Take away. Why is it taken away?
Because initially it was in this pot, and now it's not in this pot no more. You know what I'm saying?
What is in the pot?
So
Whatever
anything
is
that
coming
you're
Exactly.
out,
anything
time,
that you're
attention,
giving,
money.
right? Like, so
Nobody's
it
Superman.
boils
Depending,
down.
I
It
say
boils
this.
down
Depending on the
to
woman, I can definitely satisfy multiple women. Depending on the woman,
Women
very
notice
easily.
things.
Depending
Women
on her
notice things. Even the
lifestyle, what
slightest
she's
little
doing.
thing, we be like, why that ain't the same? Why this different? So,
right.
my thing is, if you're open to that, you just have to be open to it from the other side. And most people are not.
Right.
That's why
No,
mostly we're
No.
I'm
talking
not.
about men cheating now. Because if you talk about women,
Right.
oh, she a hoe, she a Jezebel, she is the
Oh, and
devil,
second chances out the door.
she a
Ain't no
witch,
second chance when a woman do it. Right. Oh,
Right.
we big with this, honey. But
burn
there's
it at
no
the
second
stake.
chances when women cheat, baby. Ain't no second chances, but we'll take y'all back 50 11 times.
Oh, and
When
don't
it
let
come
no
to
baby come
us,
about with the woman.
The issue is that
woo,
when women cheat, we are emotional cheaters. So men know that where the pussy goes, the heart gonna follow
Right,
most of the time.
right.
Not
So
always.
I said
Absolutely.
most. I said most
right.
of the
Okay,
time.
most. Okay.
And so men are that is where they're like, oh hell no, I don't
Right.
want, I don't want her loving nobody else. I don't want her, you know what I'm saying, doing the shit for him that she doing for me. Like men are territorial. And so
Very.
the idea of another man fucking your woman is just nah, I can't do it. They can't do
And
it.
it's like women
When
don't have the
people,
rights to be territorial. Like, why can't we be territorial? Have you
You
not seen
supposed
how
to
Oh, are
lions
you
act in
tripping?
y'all
History?
Then
are.
we's tripping.
Have you
Right.
never watched lions? Y'all ever observed lions in their natural habitat? Okay. A male lion is gonna mark his territory. He gonna fight down any male or anything that want to come nearby. Have you ever seen the lioness back the fuck down? No, she does
no.
not.
Nope.
When it's her time, it's her fucking
Hell, we
time.
go get the
And you
food.
better not come over here on my time, okay?
Because
Because
we
I will
gonna tear
attack
you
your
up.
ass too,
We
bitch.
gonna tear that ass up. Oh, where'd he
Right.
go? Where'd he go?
I don't
What's
think
that
he's
Mike? What we
black.
talking about?
He's
Oh, women
dead, but
cheat
his
more.
son back.
I saw that.
Right,
Yeah.
talking
So
about women cheat more. End of story. Talking about
It's
that's
talking about
how
one time
no,
and you out.
women don't
it be.
cheat
One
more. They
strike you
cheat
out.
better.
Women do cheat.
Exactly.
They cheat better.
It's not
Let me
just on
clap
a
for
whim.
that.
It's not like, oh, I feel like fucking her today. Let me go smash that. That ain't what happened with us.
Yeah, it's not on
Uh-uh.
a
It's
whim. It's
planned, it's
definitely
thought
yeah.
out, it's careful, it's for a reason. It's
You
not just because
guys,
I want to get my
so
dick wet.
a lot of times people be like, they be like, it's the same. Okay. And so I get that in an argument and sometimes this and that. But you guys are women, we are men. You see what I'm saying? And so there's a difference. Okay. Is you guys are more nurturers. You know, it's something that's coming into your body and you're not putting off. You know what I'm saying? Just without getting all explicit. So, like for me, that's the beautiful. That's the essence of a woman. Is that the loyalty, her waiting for you, this and that. And I haven't met not one woman, okay, that um whoever's sexually keeping her happy, that's her man. That's her nigga. And if she can, when a woman can separate that, most of the time she be a hoe, and she's not even she's not her emotions ain't even in there. She didn't
Wow.
disconnected them. You know what I mean?
They're never
So
whores, though. Men are never
Wow.
whores, guys. Ladies, did you hear this? Men, it's always us as the hoe. Men can never
Wow. Did
be
you
classified as such because how
hey, I'm just
dare they?
saying. And when I mean a hoe, and listen, we can all say it's okay. You can sleep
Whether
with
it's
whoever you
male or
want to, this and
female,
that.
Mike, don't do
There's
that.
hoes, there's male hoes, and there's men hoes. And well, I'm saying if you
I
want a
think what a
loving,
person I
nurturing
think what a
relationship,
person does with their
huh?
body is their business. I think what a person does with their body is their business. I think it only becomes an
So you don't
issue if
believe in
they
hoes?
promise to only give that body to you. Now, if
So
they
you don't
Totally
promise
believe in
to
real.
hoes?
only give that
But see, the
body to
difference
you,
between
then okay.
You
But
believe in
I mean,
hoes?
it's plenty of women
hoes will
walking
let you
around
know they
with
hoes,
pussy.
though. I mean, people know
Like,
Did we
hoes are
say
hoes.
everybody want to be
Come on
happy?
now.
we just
So
said
how does
everybody
a hoe
wants to be
even exist? If you happy on the dick, you're happy on the dick. Why you gotta be a hoe?
Hey, I believe
Why?
in hoes.
You just
Just
happy.
that it, but when y'all cheat that one time, y'all ain't no hoe. Let us do it one
happy.
time. We're
No, no,
straight
when they
hoe.
cheat, okay, well, we'll put it like this. When y'all cheat, the community dick then. Community
Right.
dick.
Community
Yeah,
Baby.
dick.
if you for
You have
everybody.
to,
Community dick.
as a man,
But
you
this
have to
hoe.
listen. As a man, you have to go through a community point so that you know how to satisfy your woman. Hey, I promise you.
I'm
I
finna
promise.
end this broadcast. We
If you,
done. This must be a
wait.
part of your This must be a part of your comedian show part, right?
Look,
Clearly,
Oh, well,
we
clearly,
you
this
got
is
to
a
did.
part of the
stop.
Oh,
comedian
you
We
part.
got
did.
what we
I'm
gotta
trying
stop
to enlighten
doing.
y'all.
What we
I
gotta
am
stop
trying to
doing.
enlighten you.
What we
This is
gotta
funny.
stop doing is separating women from human. Okay, a woman is human. Every human has animalistic nature. Okay, woman, man, animalistic nature is in all of us. That's what the fuck we came.
Period.
And what is one of the most animalistic things? Mating, having sex. Okay,
Sex,
so
sex.
why we want to say, oh, she's a nurturer, she's a vessel, she's a
First
cup,
of
she
all,
receives. Yes, the fuck I
monogamy
do receive.
ain't
Look at it.
natural.
Look at it. He's getting heated. He's getting heated, y'all. He getting his shirt. Hold on. Let him get his shirt off. Let him get his sweatshirt off.
This is,
He getting
I,
heated. Let me pull my skirt up. Shit.
We are all at the end of
Hey,
the day, we got them
we
animalistic urges. We all
Hold
do.
on.
So
It's
we
we
are
about to
not
start.
be
saying
Hey,
that
serious.
men and women.
we started this podcast saying that honesty is key and
Hey,
telling
we
the
being
truth is
honest.
everything. And
it
we
But
can.
is.
y'all,
I mean,
There's some
just
fucking
because you're being
hoes in
honest
the
don't mean we
house.
gotta agree.
On both
Okay.
sides.
Yes.
We can
Absolutely.
appreciate your honesty and not agree.
Huh?
Look, let me tell you something. Women
Now
are
I'm
not
not.
out
I'm
here
not
knocking
saying.
men. Women
Wait.
are
Before
not
you
out
tell
here
me,
knocking
Shirita.
men. Before I get serious with you, how many bodies you got? You know what
Me?
I'm saying?
Oh,
We not asking body count because it's accepted that your men are gonna be out there doing something. And I get that. So that's why women feel the need to lie about their body count. And I mean,
I,
I done been
I
through
ain't
there
finna lie.
before.
It's none of
I
your
You know what
damn
I'm saying?
Don't
business.
even ask me that because I'm gonna look at you like you
I'm not
crazy.
finna give you
But
no
what I'm
answer. Cause for
but
what?
men do ask. They do ask. And if they don't ask you, they ask around.
And if it was
Like,
zero or one, more than
you know this
likely they
girl,
would
you
be
know her, you know
unsatisfied.
her. Let one of their boys be the hit. Let somebody that know somebody that they know hit. It's over for
Listen
you.
at Mike Moon talking about
We
women lie
we
better, women
some
cheat better.
around.
That is actually
Hater.
true. That's true though. We do.
I mean,
We do.
women lie and cheat better. They do. They do.
hmm
Because we think out the scenario. Like we
Then
go through
Imp gonna join
we
it.
got contingency plans. We got, we got
and
stories.
normally y'all attach mentally and everything else. It ain't just you know
The thing is
physical.
that honestly, we have more to lose, so you have to be smarter. It's like that. What's the Affleck commercial? You got to be quicker than that.
Right.
We have more to lose the way that society has set up life. Like if I'm with you and we got kids and I cheat on you, you might leave me. Now I still got the kid, but I ain't we don't have that supplemental income no more. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot to consider for a woman. Now that my reputation now, because as a woman, if I do something like that in any sense, in business, in church, in life in general, I'm just not a trustworthy person no more because I openly
Right.
said somebody that I wasn't committed to. Like it's just too much. It's really
It's
too much.
it's a,
It is, man. I
it is.
Or you could just choose to be single and then you ain't cheating on nobody.
That part.
yeah,
Hello.
but
I mean,
that's shallow. That is so
But shit,
shallow.
that
Like
still end up a problem though.
It's
That still
honest.
end up a
like you
but
problem.
I'm
can't.
saying, so here's a
What we
problem.
got?
You have actual relationships where we are building something. We decided we're gonna put our life together and we're gonna create this empire, right? And then you got relationships where we cool. Every so often we get together
Not
and it's all
John.
right. And then we have I hook up with you when I see you. You know what I'm saying? So single people should just be that. If you don't want to commit to a relationship, you don't want to answer or you
Yeah.
don't want to hide or you don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Like you should be prepared to just be damn single. And then you're not beholden to anybody. You know what I'm
There's a
saying?
problem with that though.
Exactly.
Like
Sarita, the
Exactly.
problem
I've
with that,
never.
Until
human
proven
nature, we want to be with
otherwise.
people. Like we
Sarita,
want to be in a relationship.
girl, the
She
problem
said
with that is
some.
that everybody wants something that they can depend on. Everybody
The
wants that.
stability.
But at the same
Stability.
time, they turn around and
I
Back
have
it
a
on
male
up.
putting the
friend. I
dick
have a
wherever they
male
can put it.
friend I have a male friend who is married. He's married,
Wherever it
and
fits.
he don't make no secret out of the fact that he's married. Everybody know he married. It's all on his profile. I'm married. I'm married. You know, his pictures with his wife and stuff all
I'm
over the place.
I'll
Those
be
the
back.
worst
Right?
ones.
Okay, but everybody know he fucking around. Everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody know he fucking around, including his wife.
Maybe she okay with it at this point, you know?
Okay. At this point, I know she's okay with it because I've had a conversation with her. She's okay with it because in her mind is he gonna get tired. And men in some women's mind rewards the one who stuck around. They
But
reward the one who put
I've
up
heard
with
that
the
from
but
men. I've heard that from men too, though.
but even
and,
even this conversation is like they happy. If they're
right.
happy,
Again, what no,
She knows, though.
I'm not saying that what they have
right?
is bad. I'm not saying that. It only becomes an issue if he's out pillow talking and promising shit. Like, I know you married, but if you're coming to this woman and saying, my wife ain't doing this, my wife ain't doing that, my wife ain't doing
Yeah, don't make me
but
look bad.
I'm there because I done been there a long time and all our money tied up or there's kids or whatever. You're telling this woman that she exists because this woman lacks. And this woman don't lack. You just doing what you do. But
Because you feel away.
so you selling this dream to this girl because she hasn't gotten smart enough to realize that if he'll cheat with you, he will cheat on you.
On you.
And she's looking at the wife like, I got you. She proud that she's fucking this woman's husband because he done told her. And now you're saying, oh well, she's being disrespectful, but she owes that wife absolutely no respect. I don't have to respect you more
You
than
have to
your
respect your
husband
wife if
respects
you
you.
want your wife to be respected.
The thing about cheating is like Sonny said earlier, two people have an agreement, and we say we're going to do this, we're not going to do this. It doesn't matter if it's we're not going to spend money without talking to each other. It doesn't
That's
matter if
cheating.
it's we're not going to you're not going to get pregnant unless we discuss it. It's not just sex. It could be anything that we said we were going to do and we're not doing.
Exactly.
That is
Thank
where
you
the
for
problem
clarifying
comes in.
that.
Because you know
But
what
most
that
people,
means? That means I can't trust you. And if I
Exactly.
can't trust you, I can't be with you. This
Fuck
is
with you.
a
Right?
fucking
but so many women are not ready to be a man's everything. That is ridiculous.
Well,
You know
the
you
what I
thing
mean?
is
shouldn't
that
be
no woman
anybody's
should
Like you
think
shouldn't
that she can
even,
be a
you
man's
shouldn't even,
everything.
you shouldn't even want to
She shouldn't think that.
you shouldn't want to enter a monogamous relationship if you don't like having sex. If you're not gonna give him sex when he asks for it.
You have to definitely be compatible with the person
Yeah,
that
you
you're
gotta be
dealing with. And
compatible.
a lot of times we get in situations that feel good and we don't think about compatibility. And you really, really, really have to think about that. Because if you say, for instance, me coming from a super spiritual space of freedom, linking up with a deacon at the church is not gonna work. Okay.
Right.
Because and we have to think about it. We don't think about things like that. We get caught up in the feelings in the moment, in the beginning, and fail to think about the long term. How is this going to play out? What are my desires? What are his desires? What are my goals? What are his goals? If they don't eventually like do like this, that shit
I
needs to
mean,
be.
and it's also the fact that I mean, when we start talking, you say, "Well, this is what I like, and this is what I don't like, and I don't want to be monogamous." And she like, "Okay, well, that's cool with me." And then you start beating her back out. She like, "Whoa, I don't want nobody else to get this."
Yeah,
So, so
literally.
then so then that's when she has to be mature enough to be like, "Hey, um, let's revisit this topic." You know what I'm saying? And then if you're still like, no, I meant what I said.
Mike
I'm
said you
not
ain't
into
thinking
this.
about all that when you horny.
Right. So then she has to make the decision. You know what I'm saying? She has to make the decision on, well, shit, do I, and then that's when you start saying, well, God damn the dick. And you start trying to,
Stigmatized.
rationalize. You start rationalizing. I know. You
I
start
think we,
rationalizing.
I think we put ourselves there. I think we do put ourselves there sometimes in the beginning. But
Right.
if you learn to date and not just dive into, because the problem is we start attaching ourselves to people too quick. If we learn to date people, you'll find that yeah, you might be stigmatized in the beginning. That's okay. But the deeper that you get, you start to figure out what matters. And usually, honestly, that don't happen until you've been involved with somebody for about 6 months.
But
But we won't
the
give
problem
ourselves
is
6 months.
the way society has made it. I mean, it doesn't make it right, but the way society has made it, it's cool for guys to date. It's cool for them to go out and sow their wild oats, so to speak, to experience life. Even back in the day, they would send the sons off for like a year to just do whatever, while the daughter
Right.
first is training on how to be a wife. Women don't know how to date. They
Think about
date
coming to America.
right. They don't.
Coming to America, what did Hakeem do? He came to America to sow his royal oaths before he
Right.
got married. While the woman he
Exactly.
was supposed to be marrying was groomed to be his wife her whole fucking
Right.
life.
So when you say that people have to learn how to date, the truth is that
Women have
most
to learn how to date.
women don't know how to date. because we're not,
We're
we're
groomed to be wise.
from a very young age. You get up, you learn how to cook, you learn how to sew, you learn how to clean, you
Clean.
learn
You
you
groomed for
baby,
Hey,
you
marriage.
I'll tell you
babysit.
It's no
one thing that
different
I've
than what
learned.
happened in
Coming to
Bridgerton.
I'll tell you
America is
one
work
thing.
for a man.
One thing that I learned. I will not be in a serious relationship.
Mike, come on. I sent you the link. Come on in
I
this
won't. I won't
thing,
be.
boy.
I won't be in a serious relationship with a woman who has not been through the whole phase.
Oh, she
She
definitely
has.
got to be a hoe
He
first.
go
Gotta
back
be a
to
hoe
the
She
first.
has
Because
to
we
go
gonna
through
pay
the
the
whole
price for that.
phase.
She got to be a hoe first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She got
But
to
then
Get
go
it
you
through the
out
don't
whole
want
the
her.
phase.
system.
Then you don't want to wife her. You don't want to wife the hoe.
Yeah, some of them
No,
do be
no.
like that.
But
Them
see,
hearts
That
ain't been with
she needs
everybody.
to
but that's the
experience.
thing.
Because if she
They don't
don't,
want to meet her in that.
eventually
It's
she's gonna
after that.
always want to experience some things. And I've seen it a million times. You see these women, they be with somebody from high school, and then they get to about 30, and they like, I don't even know
Gotta reach.
if this
You
even
don't
good
even know if
sex
you
that I'm
got any
having.
good.
Yeah.
You don't
You know
Right.
even
what I'm saying?
appreciate what you got because you don't know if it's you know
Exactly.
right.
Mike
Exactly.
said no, he came to America to find his wife. You must watch the Lifetime version. I'm
Did
so
you not hear what he said to soy
He,
your royal oats? That's in the
well,
fucking
that's what
movie.
his daddy said, but he said
But
he
his
was
that's
going
in
dad
to
the
was
Queens.
movie.
gone.
He was going to
But that's what
Queens to
I'm saying.
find a
That's what we were
queen.
talking about, right?
Right.
What
Hey,
men are expected to
apparently
do,
he
which
sold
is
his royal
sow their
oats.
royal
Mike,
Then
come
oats,
on. I sent you the
and
link.
women
You gotta
are
come talk
trained
now.
as wives. That is exactly what I said. That is
Let me
exactly
see.
what I quoted. That's what happened in the movie. That's what his daddy sent him to do.
His daddy sent him to sow his royal oats, but he wanted to find a wife. He wanted to
But
find a
that's
wife.
what his society
Uh-huh.
Right,
expected for the
right,
man. Again,
Right.
like we were talking about, was what society expected
right,
was
right.
for the man to sow his royal oats, while the wife, from the day she was born, was bred to be his wife.
Too
So
bad.
basically, what we're
but let's.
saying here,
Can we watch it? Can we watch the
I think
movie?
we missing a valuable point though.
I can't wait till the second one.
Hey, I think we're missing a valuable point. The valuable point is for us as black people to evolve and to build good people, good children, and strong families. We need women who don't want to be men, who don't want to be stereotypical, and don't want to even challenge that narrative, and are fine with that, and focus their
And who don't want to
energy
be side bitches
on
because they don't want
other
to have kids.
things, than cheating and trying to get some dick and the bigger dick for the bigger dick and all that shit. Like that's
I think there's a
beautiful.
place. I
That
think there's
is
a place for all
listen,
of it.
ain't nothing like a woman who is loyal to one man. There's nothing like a woman who ain't trying to be no man.
Ain't nothing like a man who is
That's
loyal
one
to one
loyal to a
woman.
woman. Hello.
Exactly.
Ain't nothing like a
Exactly.
man who is a man's man and
I
who
just
holds his
posted this
down and
the other
stands up
day.
for his
I just
woman and
Exactly.
posted
don't
this
let
on my
somebody
page
else
the
talk
other day.
shit
I
about her just
rather
because you do a pillow
have
talk with her.
loyalty than love.
I'm
I
just saying.
rather have loyalty than love because love is fleeting.
Gotcha, Mike.
Love is fleeting.
Yeah, so let's not forget the real on it. The real is hell yeah, that's just dope and that's beautiful. And that's the essence of black, and that's what we need to get back to overall, period. We need men to be men, to be providers, you know what I mean, to be masculine men and not feminine. And we need women to be okay with that and support our men. That's what I mean. So let's not skip,
But that
the
goes so deep.
obvious.
That goes
That
deep
really
as Willie
does.
Lynch.
That's
That goes
going
back
down
to
the rabbit hole for real,
that
right?
goes back to slavery. That goes back to how my mind is conditioned not to trust a man because I ain't never seen one support nothing consistently. So I gotta do it. So, and I really gotta look down my nose at you if you ain't taking care of yours. So it makes it real difficult for a woman who's witnessed that, who comes from really what happened. If you've ever read the Willie Lynch letter, any of that, if you have not, I definitely encourage you to because it can explain a lot of the issues in the black community and the black family today. This shit was planned hundreds of years ago, and they
Gracefully.
basically forecast where we are now in our
Mm-hmm.
in our communities, in our families. They said that, hey, look, guess what? A few hundred years from now, the women ain't gonna want to fuck with the men, and the men is gonna want to fuck around and not be responsible.
I mean, it's again, it goes back to the
And
way we
it
was raised.
happens.
Because my mama told me, have your own shit, because when they leave, they take their money with them. And so that was the mentality.
Exactly. We were
You know what I'm
taught
saying? That
that.
was the mentality. They gonna leave, and when they leave, they gonna take their money with them. So
We were
you gotta
taught
make
that.
sure that you gonna be all right. Even if you're emotionally torn up, you need to make sure that you're going to be
And so it made us
okay,
hard.
because he
Yeah,
gonna leave.
and but we gotta give and take what we learn from our parents, because they was
And
eating chilling,
so when we
they
do
was
Didn't
that,
eating
say it was
chilling
right.
we
and
have
all
to
that
Didn't
stay
say
shit
it was
too.
away
right.
from those
You know what I
behaviors
mean?
though that encourage that thought process, which means having more self-control, focusing
Mm-hmm.
on the
Right.
bottom line instead of the desire.
Right.
And it's a lot of people who can't do that because honestly it's a lot of low vibing people out here who can't tap into the elevated vibration that says, okay, fuck how you feel, this is what needs to happen.
Right.
Right.
um and most people can't do that. And a lot of times, like, even if it ain't about you and your relationship, it's about
Mhm.
our entire nation. Because like our nation is so fucked up that we just expect that shit. So when you do
Yeah.
that shit on an individual level, it's like, oh, he just another one of them sorry ass,
He's another
can't
one.
be
Yeah.
accountable and control
And you
himself
know what?
ass niggas.
And
And it's
there's
not
nothing
a good
more.
thought.
There's nothing more that worse that I can't stand it, because I get it. You gotta be real. You can't just believe every man anything he says. But when I start talking to a woman and she's second guessing and she don't
But
believe
that's the
what I'm
thing.
saying, I'm cool. I need
I,
like me. I
I
need
think
people
there's
around
gonna
me
be a
that
little
believe in me,
involved.
that
But that's
uplift
the
me,
thing.
that push
What I
me to
want
get
you to
better.
understand, though, is that that comes from a much deeper place than herself. That's all I'm saying. Is that it's not just that she woke up thinking like that one day. That's like in her DNA. You know what I'm saying? Because it's honestly to be expected, even based off of what Sarita just was saying. Like now
You
she
saying
has
it's
a
to be expected not to trust men?
say what now?
You're saying it's in her DNA. You're saying it's in the black woman's DNA to not
To
trust
second
a
guess
black
the
man.
black man at this point in history, yes.
Yes.
That's terrible.
It
I'm
is
gonna
terrible. That's why we have to
say
work so hard to change it.
I
say
don't
that
know
the
what
problem
DMA
here.
the DMA when you do your history and you read up, my DNA doesn't say that we shouldn't trust men, and we got to reverse
I'm not
that.
saying men. What I'm
Man,
saying,
she's
I'm
talking about
speaking of
women.
conditioning and I'm speaking of trauma and how it affects the DNA. I'm speaking of
Hold
the
on, my
fact that
Bluetooth
yes,
going
at
out.
one point everything was good, but as you experience trauma, it gets embedded in your DNA. And if historically the women in your family have experienced a certain thing, that kind of grows into the person or the people that are born from that. So it's something that has to be addressed in order to be healed. And most people don't
Exactly.
address it. Therefore, it's never been healed. I don't know if you heard anything I just said.
Well, you
I don't know
guys,
why it's hard to hear you. Something happened
yeah,
with the
you have an
sound.
echo. You sound far away, Sonny.
I do?
Yeah,
Go out and come back in like Sarita
go out
had
and
to
come back
do.
in.
Okay.
I'm thinking that the issue here is that we all have some kind of trauma. We all have it.
Yeah.
What's
Where did he go?
important? I don't know what happened. What's important
We'll
is
keep
that
going.
we become trauma informed.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with you. I don't know what you've been through. So I don't know how to respond. So then you have to tell me so that I'm trauma informed. I know what's going on with you. I know what triggers you because we sat down and we had this conversation. If you have a history of, you know, abuse or something, I need to know that because if I'm not trauma informed, I may reach up to grab you in a loving way and it may, you know what I'm saying, make you pull back because I'm not trauma informed. You can't hold me accountable for something I don't know about. So you have to be honest with people and tell them what's going on with you. I mean, to say that you can only go into a relationship completely healed, and hell, nobody is doing that. You have to be able to talk about your trauma. No one's coming in without baggage. Everybody got something.
Everybody gets baggage. Exactly. So we got Mike Munn on the he wanted to say a few things.
Okay,
That was just nobody.
We
I
gotta hurry up
like.
because he at the radio station, so we gotta hurry up. Cause
Yes, yes.
What up, y'all?
What's
so
good?
say your speak your piece, Mike.
Oh man, I already know what the deal is, man. Y'all got the cheating game on lock. Y'all been had the cheating game on lock. Y'all
I
been had the
don't
cheating
know.
game. Y'all had the
No,
cheating game
y'all
on lock.
taught us the cheating game. We just made it better.
Who the first
We
person to ever
learned it
cheat?
from y'all.
First
We
person to
learned it
ever
from
cheat.
y'all.
First person to
Who
ever
it
cheat was
was?
Eve. Eve.
Oh Lord, here we
There you go.
Well,
go.
Eve. First person to
well,
ever cheat.
Well, this is getting interesting. Let me sip some more wine.
What she did? What she? I don't. I must have missed
can I
that.
get an
Where
amen?
she cheated at?
She
What
must have
happened?
been with the snake in the garden. I don't know. I missed it.
Now, if
I
you
mean,
mention Lilith, we might have a different conversation.
no. We gonna stick with Eve.
Okay.
We gonna stick with Eve. Eve was the first one to ever cheat, and it just went on ever since.
I'm
We just
trying to
begin,
see where when did Eve cheat? Somebody tell me. Somebody explain this to me.
man.
You
You know
went and
that
got
snake.
that apple.
You know that snake in the garden was a metaphor.
All of that was a metaphor then.
Not all of it.
All of it was.
All
Yeah,
of
it
it was
was.
You
fulfilled.
can't
Even
make
okay,
parts of the Bible a
even if all of it was a metaphor,
or it's not. It's
Adam
either
ain't cheat.
all a metaphor or it's all literal.
Well, Adam was a fool. Is
Yeah,
that any
exactly.
better?
He trusted that woman. You don't trust women.
You got to be smart to cheat.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
But you the leader and you a fool.
Hey, the thing about it is that man didn't know that until after he ate the apple.
I'm just saying. That's why God was like, look, you getting punished too because you stupid.
Yeah, exactly. He needed to be punished. He needed to be
Because
punished.
I
Because you
told you what it
stupid.
was.
I told you not to trust
He
that
was
hoe.
pussy
I
whipped.
Told you.
told you what it was,
Told
Adam.
you.
So why you ain't do what I told you to do? Listening now. See, that's your fault.
Got
Already
caught up
ain't
in
been
that
listening.
woman. That goddess energy got
Already
him.
ain't been listening.
That goddess energy got hold of him. That's all that was.
That power
Ah,
you. That power you.
Something else about that yoni verse.
Mm.
it's power. Hell, Prince had a whole song about it. Pussy control, baby.
There you go. Some men don't know how to take that. And so they fall
Know
for
how
the
to
okie doke.
Well, he
control
was
it.
the first, so I can
Exactly.
understand.
Right.
He
So
didn't have nobody to tell him no better.
right,
So
exactly.
actually
Exactly. But
that's God's fault.
Eve knew though. Eve
That
knew
was
though.
God's fault.
Eve,
God created her. He
Eve was a
created
part of
her.
him. She didn't know no more than he did.
Right.
man,
So that's
whatever, man.
God's fault. If we gonna blame
Because at
somebody,
the
it's
end of the
God.
day, he's supposed to be the one leading. If we're gonna go down this place, we're gonna go down
Eve
this
went
way.
Eve went into the garden, got them cheeks clapped, and
Where the snake come from?
all Adam got out the deal was an apple.
There was some. God did that shit. God did
That's
that. So
God's
where did
fault.
the snake come from?
He created the damn
Somebody gonna be
snake.
mad at me, but that is a viable question.
That anaconda,
I'm God, and so
that
I'm gonna
Zulu
do is I'm gonna
warrior.
create. I'm gonna create my own opposition. That's what I'm gonna do.
Boom. Hello.
Don't even make no
So
goddamn sense.
Wow.
It don't.
Don't even make no sense.
where did the snake come from?
I'm gonna create my own
And God
opposition.
created
That's what I'm gonna
everything
do.
out of a void of nothingness. Where did the snake come from?
Hey,
He
because
created the snake too.
who says I'm the leader of the pack? I'm
I'm
being
about to
So
throw
so
this.
true.
stupid that I
So
am
true.
going to create my own competition.
I'm
Oh my
closing the book.
I
god!
ain't got shit else to do.
If you go
Let me just create my
if you
own.
go through the Bible,
So how you
everybody
even
in the Bible
mad?
who cheated
How you
was a woman.
mad when you powerful enough to overpower
Wait,
yourself?
what?
Everybody
Did y'all
who
hear
cheated
this
in the Bible was a woman.
That shit just don't make sense.
When you
at
powerful
all?
enough to overpower yourself, how you mad?
Okay, but we're not debating who cheated first.
So what we
We're
debating?
debating we're debating about
The
why
reasons.
people cheat.
Cheat. Why
It's
lie
not
when it
even
don't
about
When
hurt?
is it
like
like how
women
is it
cheat,
ever
men
valid?
cheat. Why?
Why
When you
string
can be
someone along
honest,
when you
why
told them
lie?
one thing and then you going off with Sally Sue and Miss Ida Mae round up the street round the corner?
When
Again,
honestly speaking,
This is what we're talking about.
I think this is a one-dimensional conversation that can
it has
really
Yeah.
be
been.
five-dimensional
It has
or
been.
more because we keep equating sex
to
It's
cheating.
cheating.
To cheating.
It
When
This
it can
is.
be
is
emotional,
not
it can be
just
mental.
about sex. You
Like
know
I
what I'm
said
saying?
earlier, it's about breaching the agreement made between two individuals with an
Right.
understanding. If this is outside of the understanding that we agreed to, you are cheating. It
Like,
does
So
not
What you got
make
like
I
a
have a
sense.
question
I
for y'all. I
understand.
what
need.
you
I have a
so what
question
you
for
got like a
y'all.
relationship agreement? You got a relationship
You
agreement?
do
That's
you
what's
not
going on.
have a talk with a person about
I want to know
what
if
your
this is cheating.
expectations are between the two of you? Or do you just go into it and like whatever happens, happens? Because that's stupid.
Both of them stupid, really. Because I mean, if you think about it, you can't trust people. You can't
You
trust
can't
people.
trust people, but
Period.
you can be wise
Period.
enough to set an expectation or a standard for yourself.
No,
We can't
And
because
that's
trust
a
people
choice.
because
the
people
thing
always
about it
want to
is,
lie when all they have to do is tell the truth. This is why we can't
no,
trust
My
you
people.
can
expectation is
go.
be honest with me. And if I
You can
rock
go through
with
the
Exactly.
drive-through
somebody,
at McDonald's.
and
You
if
can go
that's
through the
too much
drive-through at
for me, then
McDonald's
I
and tell
can't
them you don't
never
want
say
no
nothing.
onions. You still gonna wind up with onions sometime. So you having a discussion doesn't stop nothing.
It doesn't, but that's what I'm
So
saying. It
communication
allows you to
means
make a
nothing.
decision.
Oh,
Let
Jesus.
me
Do
know if
you?
I want to be in this relationship. If you
Do
want to
you?
still be doing you,
Well,
but
why
if
would
we
you
gonna
be
do
in
But
a
if you don't
us,
like how
relationship
you
with
do, you
somebody
gonna have
you
to go over
don't
there.
trust? I don't get it. If you can't trust nobody, then the fuck you
what's the
doing?
point?
The thing
You
is, I
can't.
think we should always, in saying that, trust a person to be who they show us that they are.
There you go.
Now,
Right.
when they deviate from that, that's when the problem comes about. That's why there's a conversation necessary because you showed me this. But now
Right.
all of a sudden you're doing that. And this don't make sense to me. Can you break this shit down for me? Because I don't understand. That's the issue.
Mhm. Mhm.
I just think that the issue with
It got quiet.
cheating is issue with cheating is that you're basically saying
Wait, what?
what happened.
Really? Really,
I didn't do
Mike?
it.
Did Mike do
Wow,
that or did
Mike.
Money do that? I don't know. I think
Think
it was Mike because he at the radio
So
station.
so here's the thing. So what you're saying is that cheating is basically I changed my mind and now you don't like it. I know
Mm.
I said that I was gonna do this, but now I don't want to do this. I'm cheating because I changed my mind.
With any
Like
contract, if
people,
there's a
people.
change to be considered, there's usually negotiations. You don't just make
Hello.
the
Absolutely.
change. Because if you
Oh,
just
you
make
want
the
to do this?
change, you
Let me do
violated
that
the contract.
then.
you giving
Right.
people way too much
Exactly.
credit. You give people way too much
I,
credit.
I, I just I
I
just
think
I
it's
just
the lack
think
of
that
negotiations.
I think that it's human nature to avoid confrontation.
It
People
is.
don't like confrontation. So if I still want to be with you, but I also want to do this over here, I know this is going to cause a confrontation. I don't not want to be with you, so I'm gonna do this.
Definitely.
I mean, and I get it. Eventually, it may catch up with you. You're still going to have the confrontation that you're trying to avoid, but it's human nature to avoid confrontation. So
But
to
that don't make it
say
right.
it's easy to say, okay, we should sit down and have a conversation. Great. It's probably not going to happen. It's
But
just
that
not.
don't make it right. And
No,
if
no.
that comes to
And
your
then
We,
when
mind,
you
we,
do
we
have the
are not. We
conversation,
are not. The conversation is not about what's right or wrong, but why you make the decision to cheat.
See, the
Because
problem
cheating,
is
no,
the
it's not
problem
about the
is
conversation being right or
is
wrong.
exactly. Y'all
It's
build these
about the
people up in your
decision to
head.
have a conversation being right or wrong.
I
It's like,
think,
no,
I
I don't
think
need to
that
talk to her before I go fuck this bitch over here. I'm just gonna go fuck this bitch over here. And if it come up, she gonna be mad and we gonna fight. Or you can have a conversation, you can have attention, and maybe come to an agreement that will prevent it becoming as intense as it will with the
most
because you'd be
people,
surprised at
but
what women agree to.
that's what I'm
you,
You'll be
saying. That's
surprised
my
as a
you know what?
entire
man.
I'm,
point.
I'm,
It
I'm gonna
might
be
take a
honest.
minute.
I'm gonna be honest. It takes a really evolved person to think that way because most people don't.
I think it might take a minute, but if it comes
Right.
with honesty prior
I mean,
to action,
I
I
would
think it's
love for
possible with
someone to
almost
sit
any
down.
woman.
I would love for someone to sit down with me before they disappoint me and say, "Hey, I'm about to go disappoint you." But the
Not that they
reality
are
of
going
it
to,
is,
but they feel a way. They might not.
right? But what I'm
Hmm.
saying is, it's human nature to avoid that conversation.
It
It
is.
only ever happens after the fact.
We could
I
also
can
argue that
I
it
can
is
tell
human
you,
nature to just do it. But
right.
is that right?
It's I don't think that I think that people have unrealistic expectations.
I agree.
I think monogamy is unnatural for humans. Like you have animals that mate for life.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
If you were supposed to mate for fucking life, and once you found your mate, that would be fucking it. You wouldn't see this person and be like, oh, I want to be over here. Oh, I want to be over here. The issue here is people are saying that they want one thing and they want another in order to get what they want in that moment.
So
And,
it still
and
all comes down to lying, honestly, and not being honest with, at the end of the day, ourselves.
so the question
Right.
really shouldn't be why people cheat. It should be why people lie.
Exactly. You're
Damn, why
right.
lie when the truth
Why?
hurt? God
You're
damn it.
right.
This goes back to that. That was my
We all
opening remark.
right. It's I don't even know where to go with that because that is a whole another
Right. That's what I'm
rabbit hole.
saying. Because cheating is a it's like if you address the cheating, then you're addressing the symptom of the lie.
Right.
You
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 want to
gotta you
satisfy a
gotta figure
person,
out
and
why they're lying.
like you
You know
said,
what
you
I'm
want
saying?
to
Like,
satisfy someone, and you want to avoid confrontation.
right, you want to avoid
And that's why
conversation.
people lie because they want to fit in, they want to be
But
accepted,
people
they
don't
don't
lie.
want to
But people
be
lie about
resisted.
various things. They don't just lie about their relationship. They could be the most faithful
No,
motherfucker and
that's what I
still be a
mean.
liar.
Shyrita, are you married
I have been married
once?
twice.
Okay. Have you been married, Shauna?
I have not.
Okay, we don't want to hear what you got to say.
I don't care.
Like
We're
I'm
talking
playing.
about relationships. I don't give a
I'm
damn.
playing.
I'm
No,
I'm
talking.
Right.
playing.
It's
but see,
okay.
you don't
Have
It's
have
you
to
okay,
I
be
wish
have
Zayna.
you
better
been married,
romantically
It's
go
Lyric?
wrong.
okay.
Have you been married,
No.
Lyric?
No. I
No,
dodged many bullets. Thank God.
I've
because
observed a lot of bad.
there,
I will be
there's
honest with you. I have.
there's different levels though. Because I mean, if you're married to this person and you're invested, them are two totally different things than a nigga that you've been dating for
Oh,
4 months
absolutely.
and him cheating.
But
Absolutely.
what about if you've
Right.
been dating him
So
for 2 years and have been invested?
right.
It's
So it's
still
So
easy,
carried
nigga.
very
at
That
eight
you've
still
been dating somebody
children
different.
for
and been
4 months.
invested. We
You've been
but
living
dating somebody.
I,
together
I
and
think
been invested. I'm paying mortgage, half the mortgage, half the bills
see
I
are
think
paid.
you
so
really
Like,
have
so
to pay
I
attention to
think
what a
that what the
person is
brother
willing to give you. If
I'm
they're
not
not
trying to
willing to give you that, you gotta make a note of that. If
hello.
he's willing to give you that, then that means something. But if you
I
gotta
don't
pull and beg and plead or wait and sit in the corner for some shit, nah. Like a man is
Eventually it dies.
masculine energy is proactive. It's about structure. It's about putting this shit
Exactly.
together and making it work.
And
If he
logic.
ain't putting it
Exactly.
together and making it work for you, then look at it as what it is. It's fluid. Let it flow. You know what I'm saying? Don't make that shit
Mike,
something
you
you
been
hold
married,
on
Mike?
to.
Mike, you been married?
Oh wait, Mike is muted. My bad, because I didn't. Okay, my bad, Mike. Go ahead. Have you
You
been
been
married,
married?
Mike?
No, I'm smarter than that.
Oh,
so listen. So
No.
who you choose to create a
let me
life
learn,
with?
Mike.
Who you choose to have children with? Who you choose to cohabitate with? Who you choose to entwine your life with?
Right,
Whoever you say this is what I'm going to do forever. That's a decision that should not be based off of emotion. That's a decision that's
right,
based off of what you both bring into the situation that helps you guys create whatever it is that you're trying to create.
Exactly.
right.
That has the ability to be a totally separate relationship from what you have with whoever.
That's true.
And the problem that we have as a society is we're saying that those two things can't coexist. They can, but you have to be honest. The problem is everybody wants to be the life partner.
Right.
Everybody got to play their role. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. I think it's unrealistic to say again, I'm gonna be your everything.
I
You're
agree.
gonna be my everything, and this is what we're gonna do. I don't care that you like what the brother said. I don't care that you like your balls licked. You're gonna have to get used to not getting it because I ain't doing it.
You don't care.
Really, and,
Why don't you
and,
care?
and that's messed
No,
up.
that'd be
That's
the end of the
messed up.
situation right
That's
there.
that bullshit
Right,
right there.
Thank you for
right.
coming.
That's messed, and that's
Good
what
evening,
I'm
good night.
saying. No, no. See, you're not listening. You got
Oh no,
caught
we
up in the
listening.
ball, and you're forgetting the message. Listen to the message. The message
Listen to the
is
message, y'all.
That
it is
was the minute.
not
That's all I need to
right.
hear. That was the main
That's the
event.
problem
But
right
It,
listen,
there.
the thing about
was
that,
not right. It was not right for her to say that he has to give this up to be with her.
Right.
If you
What?
want to be, you got to get rid of the shit that you like. That's not fair. That's not realistic. Because just because he say okay because he loves you, that don't mean that brother ain't sitting there saying, "Damn, I wish I had somebody to lick my ball." You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, but that's what I'm saying. Most women won't consider the fact, but it's true. Just like you won't do something, it's another woman out here that's willing to do everything,
Facts.
Right. And
Facts.
and
that
they
doesn't
know that.
mean
How
that
about
he's
I
gonna
just put some
leave
lube
you.
on my hands and just play with your balls that way?
That
Like it's
that
compromise.
doesn't
That
We
ain't
haven't
no,
named
no,
men
no, no,
is
we
no,
haven't
no.
men
named
are very
compromise the
No,
whole
visual.
no, no,
time.
Men
no,
are
no,
so
no,
Where's
no,
the
no, no, no.
visual.
Because
compromise?
what
No,
you're
men are
saying when you say that,
visual creatures.
no,
A
you're
man
saying
Where's
is
the
a
to him.
visual
See,
creature,
see,
y'all.
where's the
He
compromise?
gotta see it.
Wait a minute, what I can't what can
see,
you
He
hear me
gotta
one
feel
more
it.
time?
I ain't messing with you, Mike.
Visual.
I ain't
He
messing with
listen.
visual.
Mike.
See, we
The
gonna have
issue
this
with this,
conversation. We gonna sit there and have this conversation. I like my balls licked. He gonna say no. I'm gonna get some gel. I'm gonna put some gel on it and rub it. I'm gonna say, woo, okay, that feels good, but that ain't it. So I'm gonna
that's
crouch
right.
down to get my balls licked.
And
But
I'm gonna come right back. And
what
I'm
if
gonna
she
come
gets you
right
a
back.
pocket? What if she gets you a pocket pussy for it? So while she doing her
No,
thing
but
other
again,
places, she can,
again,
I mean, it's a compromise that has to
no, no,
happen
no,
at
no, no,
some
no,
point.
no, 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 no. You don't
It's
get to
more than one
determine.
way to skin a cat,
No,
babe.
no, but you don't get to determine what's
If the
important to you.
man want his balls
You,
licked,
it doesn't
lick
matter.
the man's
Nobody
balls.
gets. I can't tell you what. Oh, you can sacrifice that because it may be super important to you. I'm saying we joking about it, but the
Yeah,
reality of it is, if it's important to me, and you're saying, well, if you love me, you're gonna give up this thing that's important to you. I mean, we talking about balls, but this is anything. I'm required to sacrifice what I like in order to be married to you. And everyone is going to say, well, that's what love is about. Love is about sacrifice. So basically, I'm going to be less than in order to be with you. And you're okay with me
No.
not. That's crazy. And that's the problem. When people can't be who they are, then they find a place where they're comfortable. They find a place where they're accepted. And if it's the chick across town or the dude at work that's their work husband, then that's what they're gonna do. Because there's something that they're not getting from home, and that is okay because they're not supposed to get everything from one person. That's an unrealistic expectation. That's a heavy burden to put on someone because your happiness is your responsibility, not theirs. You know what I'm
now
saying?
that's
So
facts, though. That is
you
facts.
you you can't tell me that in order for me to be with you, I gotta stop doing this. Now, if I choose to stop doing that, that's different.
Right.
But if the conversation is, well, I don't really want to stop doing that, and you're like, well, that's a deal breaker for me, then
It's a
you
deal
just don't
breaker.
need to be
There
together.
you
You
go.
just don't need to be together.
Yeah, it's a deal
You
breaker.
know what I'm saying? So, but people won't recognize their deal breaker. They'll compromise and compromise and compromise until they don't know who the fuck they are anymore. And then you say, oh, he's having a midlife crisis, or you know what I'm saying, she's having a midlife crisis. And the reality of it is they've lost their identity trying to
But whose
please
fault is
the
that?
thing that is supposed to love them.
Whose
So
fault is that though?
that is the person who made the choice to do it.
There you
So
go.
what I'm saying is that if you're telling me in order to have a successful relationship, I gotta stop being who I am, you can have that shit. I'm not doing that. So if you're not okay with me doing this, that's okay. I'm gonna go find somebody that is okay with it, and vice versa. The problem is two people that don't belong together because they got some chemistry going. They think they should be together, and then they get together and they don't have any compatibility because they don't like the same shit. But now you've created children and entangled your finances, and it's just too much work to detangle it. So now you go over here to cheat, you know? When the reality of it is you probably shouldn't have gotten in that goddamn situation in the first place because there's always red flags. There's always warning signs. There's always a time to be like, you know what, we're not really compatible. Once you get past
Committing too early.
this, you know what I'm saying? It's not. I don't think that you should give up who you are to be part of a whole. If you have to give up who you are, then that ain't probably where you should be. And that's
I
the
can dig
problem.
that because it's
I mean,
belittling at the end of the day.
right.
It's
Been
very
there,
It's
done that.
belittling.
basically saying, I like you except for this part. So throw that part away. And then we good.
I had that conversation with my
I
ex,
mean,
but he just
why,
had to
but
keep
why does it got
fucking
to be
other
like that?
bitches.
Because I mean, you conform for your job. Why can't you conform for a relationship?
I
I quit
don't.
a motherfucking job. I don't perform for my
I,
job
I
unless it's
don't
the
even
job that
go to
I've
a job,
created
so I
for
can't even
myself.
say with you.
I
I don't
go to a job and I'm me when I get there.
Period.
Some
I
days I
don't
smell like
conform for them
weed.
motherfuckers either. And
I,
I tell them
I
straight
sleep
up,
with
look, this is
with
me.
I
If
don't
you can't
conform to
accept this, then I'm going to go on and go. Shoot. I don't do that. That's why I play
No,
my own draw.
there's certain things. Okay, there's small adjustments that you're gonna have to make. Now,
right, absolutely.
if you
Compromise.
are
In
changing,
anything.
something major,
Right.
that's totally different. You shouldn't have to do that. So, like me, I let people be who they are and see if I can deal with it. And then if it's damn near close, okay, then I'll say something about it. Let's adjust this, whatever it is. But if it's way off, I'm not about to date a stripper. I already know.
If you
Like
know
I
you
can't
can't
do
handle
it.
that, don't put yourself in that
Right.
Right. I
situation.
mean,
I can't
everybody
handle it.
has their
I
deal
can't handle it.
breakers.
I don't want to handle it. I'm cool.
Simple.
I ain't saying don't marry somebody because they don't put their clothes in the hamper. They put them in front of the hamper. I'm just saying if it's something major, you
Right.
know,
Know
then
what work and what don't.
right. I mean, I was married and I mean, we didn't live together or nothing before we moved in, and we moved in, and I realized I didn't like the way he sounded when he ate, and I didn't like the fact that he leave come out and just leave clothes all over the place. But it wasn't like, oh nigga, I gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't. It was just there are things that you do compromise on, but if it's a major facet of who you are, if it's part of your identity, your makeup,
Yeah.
you shouldn't have to sacrifice. You shouldn't have to compromise.
Right.
Facts.
I
And
Ooh,
don't
now
know.
I ain't
slippery
never been
slope.
married.
Slippery slope.
I'll quit comedy for the right girl.
Speaking of
And I
comedy,
think
let's
that
go
that's
there. Because
possible.
no,
Well,
we've been talking
well,
Yes.
about
well,
for the we gotta talk about his comedy at some point, you
we
guys. We've
do.
been
Let's
doing this
talk
for an
about
hour and a
Absolutely.
let's
half.
talk about his comedy.
I'm
Mr.
ready.
Duke Denver over there with all the legal marijuana and whatnot.
Yes, yes. Holla
Send me
at
some
me.
things.
Holla if
Look,
you're here.
look, send
Holla
me
if
some
you're here.
things. Send me a care package if you will.
Absolutely. So
But
what's
no,
going
Mr.
down?
Duke of Denver. Tell us about how you got into comedy and why you got into comedy. Clearly, it was shit like this, I'm sure.
Yeah, I've always been a little bit of a goofball, but like really getting into it. I had a mentor of mine. I had just finished doing like gospel plays. I was writing gospel plays and all that, and
What?
yeah, a little Tyler Perry type deal. And he asked me to do a comedy show. I was like, okay, I'll try it. So I tried it. Ended up being a line around the block, and shit, just stuck with it. Just stuck with it. Ended up getting on stage and just kept growing with it. You
So
know,
what? Okay, well that's cool. So you found out that you were a funny guy after all. You weren't just a class clown.
absolutely.
That's cool. So who all have you worked with as far as comedy goes? Like, do you do stand up or you just
Yeah,
have you?
I do everything. But yeah, I do stand up. I do everything. I mean, I work with some of everybody, man. Michael Collier, D. Ray Davis, Rudman.
From the fifth
Um,
floor.
On the fifth floor.
from the
From the
fifth
fifth
floor.
floor. He's funny in real life, off stage.
Mhm.
Um, I work with some of everybody.
So
Yeah.
who have you not worked with that you would like to work with one day?
I'm looking forward to working with Kevin Hart. I want to work with Kevin Hart.
Oh, I could see
Uh,
that.
Yeah.
I want to work with Mike Epps.
I knew that was coming.
He
Yeah.
funny for real
I
too.
love him. Like,
Day Day. He hate being called Day Day too. Don't call him Day Day, okay? When you meet him,
Yeah.
don't do it. So you've done comedy specials, yeah?
Yes.
Tell
Absolutely.
us about that. How did that come to be? And what was the
Um.
experience like for you?
and where can we
Uh.
find it
Yeah. Follow me. You see my name right there, Monty Jonesy. Type that in. Put that in on Facebook. That's the best place to find me.
Okay.
And I have everything. Everything's on that page. I actually really want to invite you guys and everybody watching to the Urban Ski Summit. This is the 10th anniversary,
at?
February 5th through the 8th. It's the Urban Ski Summit, and basically, what's going on is they have a comedy show, which I'll be performing on. But it's a 3-day weekend. Black folks in the mountains, ski weekend getaway.
You know, black
Okay.
folk don't know nobody skiing for real. I'm gonna go down the slope though. I'm gonna be a little
Hey,
high, but
hey,
hey.
maybe not, cause I ain't never skied. I've never
Well, we
skied
can do it
myself.
together. We're
I'm
gonna do it
with
Right.
that.
together.
Like for
Yes,
real. I'm with it.
I'm
Yeah.
writing it down.
I'm
Maybe
with
maybe
it.
Through Our
So
Eyes
I
can
got
be
a I got
there
a
and
hell
they
of a
can see
deal.
this.
So listen, this is the deal for 450. That covers your room and stay for three
Wait,
days.
you said
I'm writing
450
it
for three
down. I'm
days?
writing it down.
Yeah, listen, that covers your room and stay for 3 days, 450. Okay. You also get VIP to 17 events while you're there, free
Oh.
breakfast, all you can drink at the events. Now the events though, wait, hold on, Shauna, hold on before you overdose. Now, day one, DJ Luke Nasty, y'all know who he is.
Look
Yes.
nasty.
That's
What?
Something that
that's
you
the
might
that's the one
be.
that we
You
Will
said
yeah.
I turn
what?
you on?
I was just jamming that yesterday. Yeah.
So, so he's hosting the Pajama Jam party
Oh, I
and
gotta get
the
the
Oh, not a
sweeter.
pajama jam. Oh,
We
Pajama
could
shit.
get
Jamma
us some
I
Jam.
gotta get in the
t-shirts.
Like
gym
Ken
right
Play,
now.
when they be like, Ken Play be
Yesterday.
like,
I
when
gotta
they
go
be
work
kicking
out.
feet, they be kicking their feet. Yeah,
Hmm.
Jamma Jam, the pool party. Then
In
they
the
got a
snow?
meet and greet.
What,
You like
yeah.
wine? You got like wine?
Yeah.
They got the wine tasting event. They
Oh, I
got the
like wine
They gonna
tastes.
have some
trap paint,
cheese.
trap paint.
Oh,
Okay,
trap paint.
Trap paint. Okay.
some
Oh, that's my shit
poetry.
right
You
there.
look like
I'm
a
in
little
there.
poetic. You look a little poetic.
Yeah, I do a little something, something.
See,
We
poetry
all
event.
poetic.
All of
All
us.
Right,
three of
y'all
us.
poetic justice.
Hell yeah.
Oh, we a whole league now. I like that shit.
We
Sharita
gonna
got
have
some
to, y'all,
Janet
we gonna have to
Jackson
get something together to
poetic
perform as
praise
together.
going on.
For real.
So look, then there's a white
All
party.
for 450. Hold on, I gotta get a
When
white
is
outfit.
this? Wait a minute.
There's a white party hosted by Lloyd.
Is he gonna want to chill and dip up out of here? Dip up
No,
out.
he got a whole wife now. Whole wife and baby and stuff now. I ain't with it.
Probably.
He ain't R.
Probably.
Kelly no more. He ain't R. Kelly no more.
I mean,
Mm-mm.
Caramel right here. You know what I'm saying? Caramel. Dip in
Right.
that
No.
body,
He
yeah.
married now. He ain't
He
cheating
married
no
with
more.
kids now.
Oh,
He ain't
yeah.
cheating
This is
no more.
all
Oh,
going
I ain't one of
down.
them. Okay, never
This is
mind.
all going down Super Bowl weekend. So there's a Super Bowl party. We're
That's
skiing.
that's in like
Oakland
a
City
couple of weeks.
party.
Ain't it?
It's dope. It's
When
dope.
is
And
that?
so
February
it's
5th through
February 5th
7th.
to the 8th.
I don't
Oh,
know.
through
I
the
gotta
8th.
see what I
I
got
missed the
going
day.
on.
Huh?
I
Look,
got
I don't wrote
the
down my notes, y'all.
Send me
I
some
don't wrote
don't
down
information.
my notes.
know. I have to
I
see
don't
what's
wrote
down
down my
at the
notes.
compound in the
So
lounge. I don't
follow
know.
me. Make sure we all link up on Facebook and stuff.
Yes.
And I'll send you the info, whatever. But it's sold out to the public, but y'all can roll with me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but y'all can roll with
Look at
me.
us.
And so um
it's dope. Like I'm super excited. Super
I
excited.
love it.
Definitely
450, that's
definitely want.
it.
Yeah.
Well, I
I'm
mean,
with
you gotta
that.
get there, y'all. You gotta pay for the plane. You gotta get there.
Yeah. You
I
gotta get
drive
there.
hell.
So
Shit.
your stimulus
Look,
check.
you come over here to
With your
Alabama,
stimulus
we'll
check
drive. You
to
come
the
on the
side.
third, we'll drive over there. We'll
Okay.
be there by the fifth, baby.
I
Listen.
ain't
Bring
driving
it.
to damn Denver. You lost your
It
mind.
said
I'm
take
talking
your
about
Nah, it's in
it.
stimulus
Tennessee.
check.
It's in Tennessee.
Oh, it's in
Oh, it's
Tennessee.
in
Oh,
Oh,
that's
Tennessee.
good.
right next
Y'all
door.
drive
Oh
to
yeah, we can drive
Alabama.
there. We can
Y'all
drive
drive
there.
to
Oh, y'all
We
going
can
to
Alabama.
go
Tennessee?
And
tomorrow.
park
I'll
in my
take y'all to
yard.
Tennessee.
I drive
Come pick
to
me up on the
Tennessee.
way.
Where you at?
I'm in the A.
They both in the A. I'm in
I'm
Alabama.
in.
Birmingham.
I'm
No,
in
Atlanta.
Columbus.
Oh, okay.
They in Georgia. They both in Georgia. I'm in Alabama. Either way it go. What part of Memphis? Nashville.
It's in Gattingsburg. It's in the mountains in Tennessee.
That's only two
Oh,
and a half hours
that
away.
ain't that
That's
ain't
real.
no
It's
drive.
true.
That ain't
For
no
real,
drive.
Yeah,
that's
let me get my
nowhere.
money up.
Shout out to the A though, baby. I'm joining y'all, man, next month.
Come on up and
Hey,
through here.
yeah,
Come on
Well,
up
let
and
me
through
know
here.
so I can be over there. We can all come see you.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. I love
Everybody's
Atlanta.
Yes.
close.
Yeah, I love
Yes.
Atlanta. Atlanta's the business.
What
For
he
sure.
said, forever I love Atlanta. All right. I'm
I
Yeah,
with
mean,
it.
I'm always down to do a comedy show. I got
Hell
3
yeah.
coming up.
you a
Yeah.
comedian?
No, I own an event center, and
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
I
have
saw
OD
that.
Uh-huh.
Odell. I have OD Odell coming. On the
That's my
on the
guy.
30th. I got him coming on the yeah, and K Dub. I got K Dub coming.
That's my
OD
bro.
Odell,
Yeah.
K Dub. So that's the show I got for them in January 30th.
Oh, we
Is
gotta
that
link
where you
up
want us to
then.
come?
I'm
No,
glad
I
I
went
didn't
to
say nothing disrespectful. Woo!
I can't take y'all no damn well. Just gotta leave y'all at the house. All y'all. Just
You got the whole event
whatever.
set. You know what? I should have known because your points was just so perfect. I was just like, she's right.
can't say shit about it.
Wow. Okay.
I love it. I love it.
That's funny.
Shoot.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's
I ain't
funny.
gonna be messing with y'all no more. I don't drink by the bottle of wine by myself.
A bottle?
No.
A
Wow.
bottle. I ain't gonna show it because I ain't finna pay nobody no money. A bottle.
Yeah, you better turn that around.
We on
Hey,
YouTube
Damn.
you
streaming
don't
this
realize
hell.
it's a
I ain't got
bottle because
time.
it's sticking out that straw.
My cup empty.
I got water. Y'all tripping. Weed make me thirsty.
I ain't got no Mary Jane right now because I missed the damn person bought me the. I missed them on here with y'all. They was at the door. I ain't know. It's too late. So I
Yeah,
gotta start over.
I'm sorry.
It's
I would have
okay.
put y'all on hold if the weed man was at my door
You got
tonight.
I didn't hear her.
I would have,
Look, I ain't
I would have
hear her.
smooth, I would have smooth slid on out the room. Y'all been like,
Baby, if I had
We
heard her,
live on the air. I'll
baby,
be right
no.
back.
I'll be
If
like,
I had heard her,
hold that
if I
thought.
had heard her, right, baby, for real. If I had
Y'all
heard
be
her,
like,
y'all
what
wouldn't have saw
happened
me
to her?
early.
Her whole shit
Y'all would have
gone.
heard some Jeopardy music while Sarita was like,
That's
doo,
okay. I'm finna take my
doo.
brother car and go right over
Busting it
there
down and
where we can
rolling it
find.
up in the ground and everything. Be like, hey, we doing this.
I'm not fooling with y'all. I'm not fooling with
At
y'all tonight.
all.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
No, I'm
I
gonna go
wouldn't
over
have
there
missed.
when this live is over because baby, mama need her medicine.
Yes.
I'm done. I'm done.
The world needs me to have this stuff
Oh,
because I
my
don't
goodness.
like taking
Speaking of
pills.
cheating, I will cheat on my weed man.
Hey, look, you gotta do what you gotta do when you gotta do it.
Yay!
Got
Hey,
to do it.
you got one on every side of
So
town because I may be over here and I don't want to
I ain't
go over
gonna,
there. So
Oh,
you
you
know
don't want to pick up the phone today? Okay.
right.
I ain't
Exactly.
gonna lie. I almost had grabbed the phone and just came on live from the phone because I was about to go on over there when she told me I missed her. But you know
And,
what? It's
and and Crystal will look. Lyric will have your ass in the car while she's driving on live.
No.
like
Yeah,
y'all. I'm just
she
getting in.
will. She
But here
will.
we is live any motherfucking way. The show must go on,
You
motherfuckers.
you you like, man, why she keep going in and out the light? She driving.
And look, y'all know how I freak out. I freak out if a call ain't at the time I thought it was gonna be. So if I see you do that, I'm gonna be
Lyric don't care. I'm telling you, I have literally been on the phone with her while she making life decisions. I was like, why are we on the
like, oh
phone?
my God.
She
Look,
don't.
yo, money though. Like I have thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. You
It
have
has
really
been a
given us a
joy.
definite needed perspective over here. Had me like cackling a couple of times, and at the same time, like didn't really just say that like that. But it's okay.
I
Right.
mean,
Like I
we
know,
good
I'm gonna
even
talk
though
about
you
his
know what I'm
ass
saying.
when we get off of
Hoes
here.
and stuff. The people not hoes. They just got friendly pussy. I keep telling y'all.
It's a different world these days. Like
It's
yo,
Hey, it absolutely is,
2021.
man.
2021.
yes,
I don't know, y'all. I'm just I really enjoyed you. You're definitely someone that I hope that we have back and that we
Also, this is like this. Y'all like the Charlie Angels.
well, it's another
Oh,
one
it's
of us.
another one. She's missing, but yes, we
She's
are
missing
Charlie's
it up.
name.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
okay, okay.
so
Yeah.
we do things offline too. So let's just make sure that everybody exchanges information. We know Lyric got all the
absolutely.
information, but we do stuff
Yeah,
offline too.
yeah. No,
Yeah,
no, that's what's up. That's what's
Oh,
up.
behave.
That's what's
Behave.
up. Yeah, I can talk about relationship stuff all day though. I
me
really
too.
can.
I
And
done
I
can't
been
think
in
we?
enough
I
of
think I
Can't
know what I'm
we?
talking about.
them.
Can't we all look?
I mean, but
Everybody,
it's
we
a
need to plug
necessary
ourselves.
conversation. It's a necessary conversation,
It
especially in the black
is.
community, because shit, we be all over the place when it come to relationships. We don't know if we coming or going when it come to relationships in the black community. So this conversation, it was definitely needed. We're definitely gonna get back into conversations like this. Who knows? I mean, we always end up talking about polyamorous relationships and things like that, not polygamy and whatever.
Whether
So
you want to be in one or not, you probably are.
already are. Hello. Because, I mean, think about it. Our great grandmamas did it. Our great grandmamas did. They know he had a whole family on the other side of town, but she
So
said, I
my
ain't
thing,
no goddamn well, baby.
my question: what
He
about
can take
out
care of
there?
us.
Y'all in
These
Atlanta?
years.
Y'all in Atlanta? So what's up
I'm
with the
close enough.
how y'all feel about the download dudes and shit like that all out there? Like what? That's a whole nother
Man, let me
beast.
tell you
I don't leave
something.
my
Let me
house.
tell you something. Download men are everywhere.
I
Everywhere.
don't
But
leave
if
my
you got your
house.
There's
gaydar,
more in
if you
Atlanta.
got your
I don't
gaydar,
go out.
But you know, I
you
don't
gotta have
live
a
in
gaydar.
Atlanta. I live about an hour and a half. I'm in Columbus, Georgia. But I mean, you just never know. Like
I don't
you
go
just don't know.
out. I
I
live
detect,
in a
I got a
suburb of
gaydar.
Atlanta, and I just don't. I
You,
don't.
you
I
you
mean,
just
like,
don't know. Like the most alpha ass dude could be
A whole
catchy.
bottle.
You know what I'm saying? He
A
could be
whole
catchy.
bottle.
You just never
You
know.
gotta
Like
pay attention to the signs.
I mean,
Definitely.
I don't know.
You have
I
to.
haven't. I honestly have not like stepped out here since I've been here. So, to be 100% honest with you, gauging the atmosphere, whatever, I don't really know. I hear that, but I haven't exactly experienced that. So,
So how
I
long you been in
have.
Atlanta?
hmm,
How long you been in Atlanta?
I've been in this
Or what
area for
part?
about 6 years. I'm in Marietta.
And you ain't been out?
Not really.
What
she be
the
coming home to Columbus all the damn time. That's why.
Right.
Well, I was at first. I was gigging. I was working in Columbus a lot at first, still.
Yeah.
But like now,
I'm about
it's
to
just
put you
kind
to
of.
work.
It just kind of got like,
It's tedious because
yeah,
there's a lot of liars in Atlanta.
it is. And I work. I work kind of. I was a bartender on an underground scene. I ain't gonna talk about what it was for a minute. And even the
He
people
was
coming
at the
through.
trapeze. He was at trapeze
wait,
club.
wait. Now we talk about honesty and
No, but
transparency.
that's the
Where
thing.
was you
It's not
bartending at?
something that I
Now,
can
come on now.
openly. Like it's not like that. It's not like trapeze or anything. Like it's like very
She
Oh,
probably
private. It's a
contractually
club
obligated
kind of
not to
a
mention.
private club, rich boy kind of atmosphere.
Right.
So it
They
was
was
like,
fucking each other.
no, it wasn't like that. But like
You never know.
it would just be like one of them. I would never get involved with nothing like that. It was nothing there that I wanted. You know what I'm saying? And maybe it was just because of how I was seeing it,
Hmm.
but it was just like no. So I just avoided the scene altogether.
I got you. I got you.
It's safe. You gotta gain a gaydar. That's one thing when I first moved to Atlanta that I
Yeah,
gained. Because when I was at the bus stop and the dude approached me and she said hello, I was like, oh, what the fuck just happened? That was a girl voice, but it looked just like a boy. Confused. So I had to gain a gaydar. So you definitely have to have one of those. So now
that's
I
a
can pretty
trip.
much, even if they're undercover now, I can pretty much be like, no. He began hitting the booty.
So what? Let me ask y'all this. Let me ask y'all this. What if you was with a man, you was happy, you was good, y'all been together, and then he said, "Well, listen, babe, there's one thing I didn't tell you.
Mm-mm.
I'm not seeing no men now, but before we got together, I had some
Oh, here we
experiences with
go.
a man."
So here's the issue.
I
I
need
don't.
the
I don't
information
even.
up
For
front.
me, this issue ain't even about. You know what I'm saying? It's about the class of secrecy that is right. Like that's a big damn deal. Like that ain't no shit that you just fail to mention.
This
You know
ain't
what I'm
like I was
saying?
just fucking out of
Like
made
that.
up the
I mean,
street. Yeah.
that's just not shit that you fail to mention. Like you know what I'm saying? I mean, I could have used to done a whole lot of shit, right? But if it's pertinent to our relationship, even though it's in my past, I need to say something about it.
Right.
I'm not
No
gonna say
secrets.
that, right, like something like that is crazy. Like, you can't just not tell somebody some shit like that. Like that would
Yeah.
be the whole thing. Like
That's
you've been
deceptive.
in this relationship all this time, you don't think that this is some pertinent ass information. You gonna wait till we at my grandmama's dinner and you and my gay cousin know each other and now you gotta tell me some shit. No, you gotta. That's the conversation that you. I don't care if you did it 20 years ago. It's pertinent today. I need to know that.
Right.
And so
Because
that
that's
would
very
be
deceptive.
right. You
Are
know what I'm saying?
you?
Like, go
Do
ahead.
you? Are you?
Okay,
Are you?
can I
Are
ask?
you guys? Go ahead.
Can I ask this? So for a woman, is it the same?
Uh-huh.
What
Because
about
women that
sleeping
have
with a
been
woman?
involved with women, a
Yeah.
lot of times that gets swept under the rug. So should we be disclosing that if we've dipped in the lady pond with a close friend, or if we had a threesome and another woman was involved and we kind of got intimate with that woman? Should that be something that we disclose?
Let me tell you something.
No, that's something that you should say. I went through something like that. That's
I
crazy.
look,
What the?
look.
But
I was in a relationship and I was trying to be transparent. I wasn't gonna have no secrets. And so I told him about this one time, right? And this one relationship that I had with a female 20 years ago. And do you not know that every time he saw me with a woman, it became, oh, so
So it just made them more insecure.
right.
You wanna
You know
be
what
with
I'm
Because
saying?
now
her.
you got more options for
It was
cheating. It ain't just men
Niggas.
that you cheating with
like,
out here.
right, like, damn, you got
Wow.
so many options. I don't know. You say you're going to your homegirl house. Shit, you might, and it just, it was like, damn, now, and I would imagine that it would be the same for a bisexual dude. Like, if you tell your girl, hey, I don't do it now, but I used to, she gonna think, well, damn, when you be like, when you going to play basketball or when you going to,
Well,
she's gonna,
I think it's a little deeper for a woman when it comes to a man on some levels, depending on how women perceive masculinity, which most of us perceive masculinity as this dominant on top of shit. Like, yeah. So if you've ever been a man that's on the bottom or possibly on the bottom, like in our mind, like
I mean, to me,
not
it's the
now,
same
not
bottom
only is
top.
it that you might be open to more things, but like you for some reason, and I'm not saying that it's right, but for some reason that interaction in most people's mind in a archaic way reverts it to being weak or more like a woman. And a woman that wants a man don't want a man that's like a woman. You see what I'm saying? And
I
I
just
think
don't want my dude to like I just for me it's about everyone has a preference. Some women don't care. You know what I'm saying? Some it don't it doesn't bother them. If I
but
have
most
a
people ain't like that.
if I
Would you
have
be open? Would you be open to a threesome with a woman with your man?
I've done that.
Most of the time that's not an issue. Most of the time it's like if a woman wants another man, when it's like, what the
Because
Right.
men don't want another man's dick in this girl, and
but
they
that's what I'm
definitely don't want
saying. Like from the feminine perspective, it would be easier for you would think most men to accept that their woman might be fluid than for a woman to accept that their man might have been fluid. In most cases, in general, generally speaking.
I
Yeah, I
think
agree.
I think the misconception is that if you meet someone who is attracted to and can participate in sexual relations with either sex, it ups your competition. It ups like how do I satisfy someone who can, you know what I'm saying, keep it like that. Like it
Yeah,
becomes if you already have insecurity and then now you just compound it. You
exactly.
know, I think that you have to be just a different kind of person.
I
You
mean,
have
you
to
have to not be
be
concerned about other people. You have to enjoy yourself. And basically, that's it. Worry about enjoying yourself and maximizing your experiences
one
and not concerning yourself with
to
experiences that don't include you and creating your own experiences that may or may not include this person because their experiences may or may not include you. And it doesn't mean everything sexual, it just means life.
okay.
Everything that we do in life won't always involve somebody else, and that somebody else won't always fulfill us in those experiences as we may want them to. We just got to enjoy life and live.
So let's be honest here. In theory, that's great.
I mean, I live that shit, honestly.
Right. So in theory, you're like, okay, well, just a sexual experience. That's cool. I mean, in theory, but the reality for most, not all, is they really just don't want a bisexual man. Um,
Exactly.
they just don't. You know what I'm saying? Like they just don't. I mean,
It
it
ups the
sounds
competition for
really,
one.
it sounds really good.
I mean, honestly, I don't think it got nothing to do with competition. I think it's all about the way that a woman, the way we're conditioned, perceives masculine energy. And the way we
Right.
perceive masculine energy is not by receiving anything, is not by being subjected to or intimately interacting with masculine energy on that level. And that's
I,
just,
I just I,
I
I
think
just
that's what
think
we're
that
conditioned to.
you don't it's a preference. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't care, some people do. I mean, it because
It's a lot more
your
that do
fe-
than don't. That's what I'm saying.
your fears technically your fears should be the same. Are you
It
protecting
should.
yourself? Are you going to bring back something to me? Are you doing this? Are you
Exactly.
doing this? In theory, it should be the same, but it
Hmm.
is exactly like you are. Like if you out here doing this, then how can you protect me? How can you you know what I'm saying, be the man of the house when you know what I'm saying,
You
doing
giving in
stuff
to another man
right. Like you submitting to
in the most
like
intimate way.
right. And because that's usually the reason that men fight for not wanting to do a threesome with their homeboy and their girl because like one dude said at some point somebody balls or dick is gonna be touching. I don't like you can't do that. No, I'm serious. Like I've talked to dudes that said that at some point y'all got to touch, and I'm not okay with that. Like we have to touch.
Yeah, I
Like
ain't went no. I ain't nobody went that shit. I don't like that shit.
see what I'm saying? Like no,
But it's okay when girls and when it's girl, girl, guy. But when it's
Yeah.
guy, guy, girl, it's like, oh hell no.
but it's a preference.
What if
I
that's
got a
her
girlfriend
fantasy? What if
she
that's
do
what
her
she
dick is
wants from
enough
you?
all the
She
time.
the wrong one.
Right? Like
But,
that's a
but
deal breaker.
That might be her fantasy.
But they
Well,
don't.
get it
exactly,
with
just
some.
like you
Hey,
want your balls licked, she want to
So
have
are you
double
selfish or
penetration.
do you love your girl?
Hello,
I
come on
don't
now.
love her enough to do that.
But she'll love you enough to do that
But
for
she
you.
gotta love you enough to
But
lick your
And
balls
or
or
allow you to let
have
somebody
a
else lick
girl,
your balls
girl.
because she won't.
Right, exactly. While she's there.
Honey, I'm
Nah,
with
So,
you on
she
this
if she
one.
ain't looking no balls, she ain't the one for me either.
So
I mean, but she might have everything else except for the ball licking skills, you know. So you got to outsource on that. And if she allows
True.
that, why can't you allow for a little, you know?
I just
And
can't.
that's
I
what she
can't do
wants.
it.
She do everything else: bills paid, food cooked, children took care of,
Everything you like.
IRAs
If
on
you
deck,
want beer, it's
401k,
there.
TDs, investments, properties owned, leased, secured, and insured. And only thing you ain't getting is your boss up.
I'm gonna just
Hello?
have to outsource.
See what I'm saying? We back here. We back at square one. God damn it. We ain't gonna never end. I'm glad we get at least 4 hours because we're running up on two.
I'm just saying once you have to be in a situation to really know the truth. Because it's easy.
Petty.
It's
I
easy
mean,
to
you don't
say
know what you're
he
gonna do
does
at the
this and
beginning.
does that, and
Look,
everything is
men's
great
basic.
and whoopty woo.
People is basic at the end of the day. Most people are very basic. If you can't satisfy what they feel like their base need is, they're going to find a way to fulfill that. That's just facts. Most people aren't elevated enough to say, you know what, I don't really need that shit anyway. This is just an urge, or, you know what I'm saying, an indulgence. It's like eating ice cream when you know that shit fucks you up the next day. If you want that ice cream, you're going to eat it. You know what I'm saying? If you want it bad enough.
Yeah, like I
But
like
it's the
I
same,
like
it's the
I've done
same
that, but I
thing.
just I just
It's just
think
emotional
I
and
feel you
spiritual.
on that. I feel you on that, and I've done that and been in that situation. But also, I know in the long run, it takes its toll. Like it is what it basic need is a basic fucking need. I mean, at the end of the day, you can frequent your higher frequency forever, but eventually you'll have to come down. And if you need your balls licked, that's what's gonna have to happen. You know what I'm saying?
I guess I will never understand because I ain't never had no balls. So I will
Hey,
give you
I mean, what
that.
if she get you a pocket mouth? Because you know they ain't just got pocket coochies, they got pocket mouth. You know what I'm saying? Put a
what's
little
this
lube
pocket
there.
Just
shit?
be honest about the need to
No,
have your
It's called
balls licked. Be
compromise.
honest
we
I'm
about
not
having
the
gonna lick
need.
pocket
your
toys.
balls, but
I
I got
might pay somebody to come lick your balls while I watch. You know what I'm saying? But
Why are
don't
we
do this shit
beefing
behind
over
my
this
back.
ball licking? Why are we beefing over this ball
I
licking?
don't know. I
you
don't have an
brought up the
issue. I'm
ball
just
Lick
licking,
the
talking about
man.
what you're
balls
talking
and let's
about.
move on. Just lick the balls and let's move on. Why are
I'm
we
just trying to
fighting
make it
over
relatable.
the
I got
balls
these
You
being
feelings
ain't
licked?
just
I
brought
mean,
talking
you're
that
to
down
you.
up.
there anyway. You're down there anyway. You might as
You
well.
brought it up, okay?
Yeah, I mean, you're down.
Right.
Look,
So
it'd
let's
be like,
let's go on. You know what I mean? Then
I think most
let's
women don't really
fight.
have a problem with it. I'm just speaking if as if it were a problem. We would solve the problem if it was that serious.
You want to spend the rest of your life with this man?
lick a
And
Lick the
I
ball.
agree with
balls.
you. I agree with you totally. If
Shit.
Hey,
you
I
want to
promise
spend
Why
you,
your
is it?
life with
Why is it?
somebody,
you
just
you can make him
sacrifice
mad every day, but he gonna be like, "Ooh," when she lick my ball.
it. Boom. Over. No
You
argument tonight.
I'm telling you, he will make all kind of concessions if you
A
lick
little
him in
bit
the
of
ball
effort
right.
and go to sleep.
Right.
That's
He be
it.
like, "You made me sick," but here you go.
Thank you.
But what about the
Lick
men that
the
are getting
balls.
all of their needs met and still go out there and cheat? Because I had
Oh,
this
that's
with
a
my
shallow, selfish ass, low vibrating
narcissistic
soul.
ass. Yeah. I've had
Honestly.
that in situation. But everything was done.
If they
House
can't be
work,
honest, if
done.
you allow them the space
Still
to be
went out
themselves and
there.
they can't be themselves, if they still continue to lie, if they still continue to do that, they have a control issue and they have issues that they need to heal. They got their own trauma. I don't know what the hell it might be. Usually it relates back to women that they couldn't trust coming up. Maybe their moms weren't as stable as they should have been. Maybe they were involved with salacious women. Who knows? But men experience, that's one thing we neglect to say and address is that men experience trauma too. It's
Too.
not just us. They
Yeah.
experience, and usually their trauma is passed off as a rite of passage. How many young men have I heard of at like 9, 10 years old that had sex with their 16-year-old babysitter or some sideways shit like that? Like, I don't know if y'all have heard these kind of stories, but it's like, oh,
Hmm.
the back, little boy. But like, little boy, you just got raped. And
They
it's
don't see it as
okay.
that because their father when if their father find out, then it's like, oh boy, you did a good job. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations. But in
If
front
anybody
of mom,
finds
it's
out.
like he's
Well, I know a man who was really really good at sex, and because he was really really good at sex, he felt that that was his worth. So that's what he had to
Mm,
offer. You know what I'm saying? Because
mm,
that's what women expected. They expected
mhm.
it, and he gave it. And so for him, he tied that to his worth.
Wow.
Um, and it
Is
was really really hard for him to separate the two. You know. So yeah, I mean,
well, Shirita, is there a place? Is there a place in this world for a straight man that's terrible at sex?
yeah.
he
Where?
can be taught. He can be taught.
I
Baby,
mean,
Huh?
put it
well,
right
it,
here.
it depends
Touch
on
this
what's
right there.
making him horrible. Like it's some shit you just can't fix. You know what I'm saying? But it just depends on what makes him horrible. But I think that we shouldn't tie our worth to sex. I know many women who are in relationships, married to long term, devoted, not going nowhere to men that do not satisfy them sexually.
Right. Right,
You know
right,
what I'm saying?
right.
They say that's what you got toys for. It's not important. It's not important. It's not important. And they truly believe that and they satisfy with that. So there is someone for everyone, but you don't know that if you're not honest.
True.
Um, and,
Hello.
and, and
Honesty is the
so
key.
that is just what it boils down to. Now, me personally, I don't got space for you, but it's someone that maybe
Damn!
Honey, you ain't
He
the
can't
only
even do.
comedian
Can
out
he
here,
can't even do
honey.
concession? Can he do some concession at the event center?
no. I pay people for that. I don't I don't got space. Like no, I don't have space for that. You know what I'm saying? I got high tolerance for a lot of shit. That ain't one of them. So
And that's most women. That's most
but,
women
but,
too.
but a lot of but I have talked to women and it's not because they're sexually repressed. It's not because they've never experienced good sex. It's just at some point in their life they took the value off of it and placed it on something else.
Right, right.
You
Right.
know,
Right.
they've decided that while sex is good, sex is not as important as this. And if that
Right.
person possesses that, then they're good. No, they're not, going out sleeping with
I'm
somebody.
I'm 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 at that point. I'm at that point in my life, which is shocking. I'm at
Well,
that point.
I'm gonna tell you for me, um, I've lived, I lived a life. I'm not super innocent. There's not too many things that you can say to me that I ain't like, all right. So at this point, you gotta offer more than that. I mean, that's
Right.
good that you have
Absolutely.
it. But at this point in my life, with the things that I have going on in my life, I don't need it. I can get dick anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So
Period.
you gotta have more than that.
Right.
You got to. You know what I'm saying? At this point, I mean, I'm 45. I'm not
She look good on it.
beating my back out is not gonna get you no staying power here. You know,
Right.
I got other stuff going on. I mean, what you gonna? I got three
Damn.
businesses. I got
Good
board.
dick ain't even nothing no more,
No,
And well, it's not that
huh?
dick isn't nothing
it's still
anymore.
something, but it's not the forefront.
Damn.
Dick don't
I
pay
mean,
bills.
what was it ever but another
That was
baby?
good. Can you move along, please?
Back in the day, it wasn't nothing but another baby. Shit.
Thing like dick and pussy don't pay bills unless you selling it. So
Absolutely.
you have to
Ain't no
have something else. You gotta bring something else to the table. I don't give a fuck if
have
it's
to.
ideas or vision or you know what I'm saying, whatever it is,
Hmm.
you have to add. You have to be an asset and not a liability.
Right.
And
Manifest
and
some.
if you are not an asset, if you're not bringing anything, you just become another dependent. And I don't need no more of those.
Right. It's an asset and it's a liability. Which one do you fall into the category
And,
of?
and, and, I, and I've experienced being a liability before. Like I didn't just wake
Yeah,
up and bam. You know what I'm saying? I've
I'm
been
here.
a
Yeah.
liability.
So
So I'm not
so
saying
see, so now y'all talking that stuff. So you got to do you with a dude, and one out every 5 times he knock it out the park. But it's been a few years, and it just ain't. It's just not there. He don't like eating pussy. It's just not there.
Mm,
You gonna cheat?
mm-mm. That
Why
don't
are
bother
y'all
me
together? I'm
like that.
where
confused.
where I am now, where
What?
I am now, no. Where I used to be, yes.
Yeah. It was big
I
damn
would
difference back then, wasn't it?
because that was a priority to me. That
Right.
is not a priority to me anymore.
It's called
I've
growth and
lived.
development.
I'm just say that I've lived a very. I'm good.
Right.
So I don't. That's not a priority for me. Now, if I'm with you and we got that good going on, I'm gonna want it. You know what I'm saying? But if it's not that great, but we're building on different levels at this point now.
Did you see Shauna's face when you said
No,
not
it
that
was
great? She
just
said,
funny how she said. Like, I wasn't expecting that comment. Like,
What I'm saying, like
Shauna said, I can't. Sorry.
now, you know what I'm saying? Because after you fuck me, I'm still hungry. I still have responsibilities. I still
Right.
have things that I need to do. And I'm at the age now where if shit is not taken care of, I don't want to fuck.
Right.
Right, right, right,
Stability is key
You
right
know?
now in our life. We getting old.
So
Fuck that shit.
if I'm worried about rent or lights, the last thing I'm trying to do
right,
is, you know what I'm saying? So
right.
it's just that my priorities have changed. It doesn't mean that good sex is not wanted or desired. It's just not the be all.
So we talking from the see again. We talking from the struggle, and like so we realize, hey, these bills got to get paid and all this stuff. But you know, and it's sad that it's like that. But no, bills is paid. We talking about we got to answer these questions from bills is paid, and we ain't struggling like that. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
And then what? Because
Again, if bills are paid and we not struggling like that, then my priority is still like we making shit happen. Like we're building something. It's over there. Okay.
see,
So for me it's great to have that. Like who don't want that? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But if we doing everything we supposed to do, the bills are paid, the kids are straight, everybody's good, then yeah.
see,
I mean,
and I don't know if I believe that because I just feel like when once you get there, we talking about bills being paid, all that. When you
mhm.
really building, you don't even have to work. You can sit back, you can let your assets make money for you. It ain't no stress, this and that. And then you sitting around and you really like, what really makes me happy? You know what I mean? And if that man ain't, and if it ain't what it's supposed to be, you end up looking like Shauna, like, you got to go.
why you gotta call me
Why
out?
you call you out
I
like
just noticed
that?
the face. I'm just saying. I just noticed the face.
I
You was
mean,
like,
look, it's for me, it's a little bit different, okay? Um, and it may be just because of the space that I come from being a young single mom, like from a young age. I always made shit happen. I ain't never, even if it made me feel good, didn't mean that I could depend on it. So I always kind of kept things in a certain perspective unless it was locked in my life. If you're locked in my life, then I see you one way. But just because this aspect of what we share is good, don't mean that everything else should like be like we together. So
Right.
it's easy for me to separate the two. And that's I guess kind of where I'm like, if it ain't good, why am I involved with you? Like because I'm not depending on you really for nothing else unless I decide to attach myself to you, which for me is a very, very deep process. It's not easy. Like a lot of people now, that's the problem. they can too easily attach themselves to people
Just jump in. That's
and
what
into
my
a feeling like this feels good. I'm gonna attach myself to this because it feels good, but I haven't examined the intricacies of this thing and how it attaches and how we work together. Because we may not work together well, we may just fuck good. Um, but people have a hard time separating those two things early on, and by the time they figure it out, now they've already locked in. I don't do that. I don't do that. I ain't
That's
locking
why
in.
you ain't never been married.
It
and that
may
keeps
be.
them more susceptible to hurt too. Yeah.
I mean, I think that, and you correct me if I'm wrong. I think that from the standpoint of your question was, you're already in this relationship, and this is what transpires. Do you give that relationship up because of this one area, or do you continue on because it's fulfilling in all the other areas? Not, we just started out and I mean, because different things happen and change.
I mean, with me, even over time, I could be involved with someone in that capacity for years. But if it's my understanding that it's in that capacity, then it never escapes that capacity. So if it's lacking, then you got to go. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So that's what I mean. Cause like I take the same understanding that is long standing, but it's depending on the perspective in which that long standing relationship is. It something where we're committed to each other? Is it where this is what we're doing? Because some people can truly compartmentalize aspects of their relationships.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I'm a person,
And
I
that's
do
where
that, like I really fucking do that. And I realize that. I'm trying
I
to
think I
progress
think that
and grow.
everybody's going to have a different answer, because everybody has their
True.
own, what I'm saying, their deal breakers, things that they can deal with and things that they can't deal with. So I think that question has many answers, and none of them are wrong, because it
sure.
just depends on what's going on in your life. If the 20-year-old me could have a different answer than the
That's
45,
true.
the,
Definitely.
the 55-year-old is going to have a different perspective than the
Absolutely.
45-year-old
Yeah.
me, and I'm just one person. So another individual is gonna feel, differently, and it don't make it wrong, it just makes it different.
Exactly.
That's true. Because there's some women that is okay with you just going out and fuck whoever you want to fuck.
Look, I'm
You know what
finna
I'm
tell all my
saying?
mama's business. I'm about to tell all my mama's business, so I
Don't
hope
you
she don't
do it,
log on.
girl.
But my mama told me, like,
Uh-oh.
her and her husband, he's not my father. Her and her husband, she was like, he's my friend. I enjoy doing things with him, but we don't do that because I'm just not interested. And they got to a point where it became not a big deal. Like, they can still have this relationship, still sleep in the bed with each other every night, still hold each other, comfort each other, all that. But that's not the focal point of their relationship anymore. They've been
Right.
together for, saying 20 years, and they're comfortable in that. It's not about
Love it.
someone sacrificing. It's just that that ain't what they do. You know what I'm saying? And I was looking shocked and appalled, like,
What the fuck? All this
That's
time I thought y'all
beautiful.
brothers
right.
and
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, I couldn't understand that. Like, how, like, so why be married? That's just your friend. You know, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But
It's
in
the
her mind,
anger.
that's why she should be married to him, because he is her friend. It becomes more about companionship at some point.
Versus. Yeah, that's why you see a
Right.
lot of
So
elders have the same
so
house but
she
sleep
said,
in different
what she
rooms.
what she
Yeah.
said was, because I had the issue that I would always date the dudes that I am completely in love with, but I would never marry them. I would marry somebody else. And I couldn't understand why I kept doing that. And she said, because love is fleeting. You have to be with someone that you actually like as a person,
Right,
because
right.
that
That's
love
a
is not
big
always
difference.
going to be there. It changes over
Yeah.
time. So if it's not a person that you like if you're saying shit to yourself like, I can't stand this motherfucker, but I love him, that's probably not where you should be. And I'm not talking about it's just you having a bad day or argument, but like, you
I got
literally,
a story for my
that's
elder
not
for
your
that one.
friend. Like, that's not your friend.
That's true.
So you need to like the person that you're with, because there's going to come a point in everybody. It's just nature. It's just the way it is. That
Well,
part
I have
goes
a
on.
different story. from one of my elders. I'm not gonna speak on who my elder is, but she's been with her dude for over 20 years. He has a whole wife, and she's okay with that. She's like, no, you go home to her. You better, is you doing your wife right? You know what I'm saying? And she did make it a point to say that it's not all sexual because it's not with them. It's just a companionship and a friendship, really. But she told him straight up, you leave your wife, I'm leaving you. You go home when I
Damn.
need you to go home, and you just be here when I want you to be here. But you ain't just be up in here all day every night because I don't want that. She's been married, what,
Well, I've been that woman
twice,
too. I'm reminding you that it's her birthday. I'm reminding you that y'all need to like go home and give your wife some dick, please. I
right?
I have been that I have been that woman. I have been that
Yeah.
woman. And it's not to do it for 20 years is amazing to me. Because at some point I
That's
did
why I
tell
said
him
it was a friendship. That's why I said it's a
I
friendship
did
too.
because
But
because
it's a
what I
companionship.
learned is that if she was happy, I was gonna be happy because that freed him up to do what he needed to do for me.
Without
When
no
she gotta go
problem.
look
Right.
Right,
at him because he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing at home, it fucks my shit up. So
right,
I wanted her to be happy. You know what I'm saying? Like
right.
I didn't want her to be
Right.
riding the street looking for him and shit. I wanted her to be fucked to sleep and leave him alone so he can do what he need to do for me.
So
I'm
then he can come over there and do it to you.
right.
We
I'm
need more women like that in the world.
like so that's
Sharita
but
for president.
shut up. So that, but
You
in
go
that
do that,
moment,
boy, so you can come do it to me.
in
That's
in
what I'm
in
talking about.
in that
I
moment
mean,
though,
hell, if
it
the wife
worked.
knew, she might appreciate that shit too. That's what I'm saying.
Right?
That's
Hell
the truth.
No,
That's
yeah.
the goddamn
it
Cause
truth.
wasn't
she
me.
ain't got no qualms about it. She know, and that's the thing about
That's
it
what
with
I'm saying. She
my elder.
knew.
She
Tell
knows
the
about
truth.
my auntie. She done came up
Mhm.
on her. She was like, she come back on this hill, dog, and fuck her up. But he can go on
Shit, I
It's
was
because she
let her
soliciting.
lying and
rob.
she
I
being
was buying
loaded.
his wife dinner.
She
I was
likes her peace.
doing shit for her like she was my homie. I wanted her happy.
Right.
Nigga, it's her anniversary. Get her some flowers. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we,
It's that
Did
lioness
you love
energy that
on her
come
the
out
tag?
though.
I
That
mean,
Right.
cattiness that
you
comes out
know,
for whatever reason. It comes out. I don't know
Yeah.
right,
why, but it comes out. And that
right.
is really the problem. If that wasn't there, I kid you not, I promise you, on the days that the wife be tired of this, go on over there and fuck her, leave me alone.
Right. Right. That's
I
how my aunt is
assure
like, you
you.
ain't gotta go home. She ain't at home yet.
Well,
Shit. You
her
getting on my
thing,
nerve.
her thing was always about appearances. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
appearances matter.
Like,
That's
like,
respect. That's the
like,
respect.
don't be out here just, you know, somebody calling
Embarrassing
me
me.
saying they see my husband,
That's the
whatever,
respect.
whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just that I know it's happening and I can't do nothing about it and I'm good, but don't have me looking like
A
no fool.
fool out here.
And I wasn't that chick that was like, ooh, I'm fucking you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and for me, her position was secure. I never wanted to be her. You know what I'm saying? Like I never
She
wanted
probably
to be
didn't
her.
really want to be
Well, I mean, she was getting what she needed. You know what I'm saying?
exactly. That's fucked up.
She was getting what she needed, and I
That's
made
a welfare
sure.
check.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I
She
need.
got what
He
she
took
needed.
her home, and that was all that mattered. I mean,
And
that's
that's
how a
food
lot of our
stamps.
great
But I
grandparents.
deserve so
That
much more than
stimulus.
food stamps.
That's how our great grandparents was. You did not
But
be
I
with all
Right.
these
deserve more than
motherfucking
food stamps.
kids. I don't care what the fuck you do, long as you. Cause my great grandmother told me this story. She done went down with the shotgun. She already knew he was out there. But what you ain't finna do is leave me with all these motherfucking kids, bruh. You gonna come take care of home. I don't care what you do on that side. But you ain't finna have me around here looking like that. You finna come
But see,
home.
I
And he
think
still got killed with his goddamn side
I,
piece in the car.
I think our brother here said it best. You know what I'm saying? You cannot be broke cheating. You just
No,
can't.
because he was giving her her whole check.
That's what I'm
Oh
saying.
no, that's right.
You can't neglect home to make this
Mm-mm.
one. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. So if you don't
No,
have the ability to do both, then you don't deserve both. You see what I'm saying?
exactly. It
But
it
but
kind of
if
go
it's
into
in a
it kind
partner,
of go into the category of polyamory. If you
Right.
think about it.
Yep.
If
But
you can take care
it's
of
not,
all us, then cool. But
it's
you ain't finna slight me. You ain't finna make me look stupid out here either. Cause you
see,
finna still
but
take care of us.
it's like with any relationship. Everybody got to understand their role. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Y'all
Even
heard
in
the
your
song
even
by
your
Lil
house.
Wayne. I remember that Lil Wayne song called "Yeah, I'm Single." Yeah, I'm single. That's why my ass ain't never been married. Because this shit y'all talking about right now is some shit that I do not want to be concerned with. Because this is too
You know what I'm
much for
saying?
my ass.
But it's
Say
And I'm
that.
it's the
single.
I'm high
reality of
fiving
it.
you. I'm high fiving you. Sign up. Come
For
on, man.
me, for me though,
It's
for
scary
me,
out there.
it was I've been a wife before. I know how that
Yeah.
felt. And so that's why that situation had to end because
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you that I'm okay with it. Ain't nobody
But
okay with it.
inside, ain't nobody
Nah,
with you.
You know what I'm
nobody.
saying? So at some point, as my mama told me, baby, you're gonna end up on the episode of Snap, and then I'm gonna have to come down there and kill somebody.
For
So
real.
make sure that you know, moving the way you need to move. It had to end because
I
those
got lawyers, so
situations have expiration dates. Like people doing that for shit for 20, 30 years. People ain't old people still doing that, but young people ain't doing that. We ain't trying to be over here for 20 years while you no Christmas holidays. We not no. Ain't nobody trying to do that.
It's a phase.
So everything has an
it's
expiration
supposed
date,
to be.
and some shit expires, and you just gotta know when to gracefully exit stage left. Just get the fuck on.
I know
And
an
then
old pimp
and
that
that's
was
that.
like that. I know a whole pimp. He ended up with one of his hoes because of that shit. It eventually died down. He ain't pimping no more. You know what I'm saying? She was one of the hoes. She was cool with it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I
But
mean, I've
at the
seen
end of the
he a
day,
player.
they ended that
Like
shit.
I,
He went.
I
She went.
asked.
She got that nigga. At the end of the day, she always said she
No,
was. It was funny to me.
I asked this dude. I was like, if you gonna cheat, like why are you married? And he said to me, don't nobody want to be alone.
Hello.
And I
But at the end of the day,
understood that what he was saying was when all this shit is done, when I can't do the shit that I'm doing, like she the one that stayed. Like she's here. This
she's
is
a
who I
constant. She's a constant.
right.
She don't gotta. He ain't gotta wonder.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, this lady did this video the other day, and she was just like, uh, he left you because you was nagging him about coming home before 4 in the morning, and he left you because you know what I'm saying you didn't want him out with other women, and he did all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like saying like, yeah, you wanted too much, so he with her because he know that that's who gonna accept that shit, and when he get tired, that's who gonna be there waiting to scoop up. I've got plenty of friends in situations where they with the dude, but they just waiting for the dude to get tired of being out there, and
Hey,
then they can fall back on I've been here with you through
I
whatever,
admit, yeah.
whatever,
it
I
must
and
be
was
giving
your
her something
lover
that she
and your
never had.
secretary.
huh?
That means he must be giving her something that she ain't never had.
Well,
She
what I
sound
what
like
I
a
tell
toilet
people,
tissue.
I don't, I
I'm talking
don't.
about Mary J. Blige. She ain't gonna
This is
cry no more
wiping
I'm,
the
now.
shit off.
I'm telling y'all that there are no victims in those situations.
But that sounds
No.
crazy to me.
There's
If
no
you feel
victims.
like that, you are a victim and you're making yourself a victim. If you feel
No.
like you're taking shit and you're allowing yourself to continue to take shit, you're allowing yourself to be a victim and you need to move on.
Well, if you are feeling like shit, then yes. But if you
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
see, but if you see this man is married or this woman is married, and it's all out in the open, and you see they doing this and
Oh
they see
yeah,
they doing this,
accept what you get. You put yourself
people,
there.
right? So there are no victims. People know
No.
what they're doing, and sometimes these women marry these men knowing how they are, or vice versa. Men marry these women knowing how they are. The expectation of them to change simply because you change their last name is stupid. It's
Oh,
unrealistic.
absolutely.
You know what the hell you got, and
Absolutely.
when you married them, you was basically saying, "I'm good with it." You can't expect marriage to change a person's character. They are
That
who the
is
fuck they are.
so true.
So it's just like women think if I have a baby, You know what I'm saying? Or men think if I tie her down with a baby, then she ain't going nowhere because I got her.
I mean,
It's
let her heal
no,
up.
they're gonna do what they wanna do. And I think the expectation that anything that you can do externally will change them internally is stupid.
Absolutely.
It's stupid.
Anything, and
That
thinking that you can
delays
change a
things.
person, period.
It
What'd
delays
you
things.
say?
Thinking you can change a person, period. Like it should always be about acceptance and adaptation, knowing
Right.
that we all change. First of all, I'm not always like 5 seconds from now, something may occur to make me change my thought process. I might be a different person.
Right.
So there's no way that I should be able to say at any given point that this person is this, and I should just accept them in this lane as they are at this very moment today, and they'll never change for the rest of their or my life. That is totally unfair to what humanity or life even means. Because life
Right.
means to
Change is
continue
gonna
to
happen.
progress, change, and grow. Things die away, new things come. That's what life is
Always.
every
Life and
day.
death.
I rub my hands right
Always.
now. Dead skin cells fall on the floor, but I still have live skin cells on my hands. Like constantly, there's life and death.
Yeah.
So
Right.
it's just like for us to deny that on a spiritual or an emotional level is totally unfair to humanity. Because again, like I said, you're not the same person even now that you were when we started this conversation because we've
Exactly.
all taken something from this conversation
Right.
that has now made
Pause.
Yeah,
us think,
damn right. Shut
Pause.
up.
hmm,
We
What you
we
say?
know what
Lick
you
them
like.
balls. Lick them balls,
hmm,
ladies.
Oh Lord, this man.
really?
I
Ah,
have not
No.
had a
Lick them balls
conversation.
off.
I have not
Lick
had a
them.
conversation
Suck
where
them. Slurp
balls
them.
have come up as much as tonight.
and we ain't talking about sports.
I
God.
mean,
LeBron ain't in a
people have talked
conversation.
about balls all night.
Jeez, okay. Anyway, we're not
I ain't
talking
messing
about
with
sports.
y'all.
We're not
I
talking
ain't
about
messing with
sports.
y'all. I'm about drunk.
Not
I ain't
porn.
messing with y'all today. Y'all don't
But
want me
no,
to
like
say.
seriously, just saying that. How can we expect that from people that we plan to spend our lives with? It's just totally not fair. But in the same token, in knowing that and being aware of that, why not communicate when we feel drastic change within ourselves to people who have committed to being there? Like, why not?
I,
That's when the elders used to end up like after all the children grow
question
up,
for
get
y'all.
grown, they end up divorcing because they have had that conversation at one point. Okay, this isn't gonna work for us. So when we gonna get these babies up out of here and graduated and get them on to college or wherever they gotta go, but we gonna end this after that, and then the children be like all grown because I had this situation. The children be all grown like, oh my god, what the fuck just happened? Y'all supposed to love each other because I was looking
No,
at
we
y'all
just hit a
as an
raise you.
example. Right. That's what they tell you. We was
I
just here to
mean,
raise you. And
I
it's
w-
like,
I was I was married, and that was my forethought. Like I don't want to get divorced because I got kids, right? But I realized that I was miserable, and my kids knew I was miserable, and
Mm,
and they
oh
would
no.
say things like, "Mommy, are you okay?" You know what I'm saying? So they are aware of your unhappiness. It serves them no good to have two parents in the household if they both miserable.
Yeah.
My whole demeanor would change. He would come home, I would leave. Or they know that I had attitude because I was fussing all the time because he was here. And he was a truck driver, so he wasn't home a whole lot. But when he did come home, I disappeared. It was your turn. He was like, Tag, it's your turn to be with the kids. I'm gonna go through this. And so, I mean, I
Yeah.
realized that, it's better to be happy. It's not selfish to think about your own happiness when in regards to your kids, because
Absolutely.
a happier parent is a better parent.
Absolutely.
So all
Totally.
that staying together for kid bullshit, they can keep that. I'm not doing it.
I mean, I think if it's gonna put you in financial straits enough for you to be possibly out on the streets, which is how most people feel for some reason, they feel like it's gonna put them in financial enough straits for the kids to feel it. That for some reason they consider the financial straits more than they consider the emotional straits. Because
that's
they
one
can
thing I did
feel
not
them
do.
arguments, they can feel those fights, they can feel when you are having a bad day and don't even want to be in the damn house, and that you are half of this dude, so I don't even want to talk to you. Like parents don't realize that it's so much more about that energy that's cultivating them as a person than it is about that financial that they think the kids are paying. Because shoot, like I think back sometimes, like damn, like we really ain't have shit. But at the time, hey, we ain't have shit.
I think that's what pushed me into creating my own businesses because I did not want to ever feel like I had to be with someone. My goal for any relationship that I'm in going forward is I want to be there. Now I have to be there because I
That
need to be
happiness
there.
matters so much.
That's what I had to
So
tell my baby's father when he was like, "Okay, let's just do this for the sake of the family front." I said, "Why would I lie to my daughter? First of all, I know my daughter is an empath just like me, so I already knew she was feeling things that weren't right. Shit was a little off because she would say certain things. I'm like, God damn, this goddamn little baby knows some stuff."
Mhm.
So you know what I'm saying? I was like, no, I can't do this because that's a lie. Why would we want to lie to her? What is that going to teach her growing up?
right,
That this is just what you're supposed to accept just for the sake of? No, baby. That's not how this is working. So this is
right.
something that I had to teach my daughter before she was even a teenager. And this is what I had to tell him. Like, no, I can't
So
just be with you just for the sake of this family's life set because this is the lie.
right,
We're showing her this is a lie. And you got to realize the children coming in a lot smarter than they were back in the day. So
definitely.
I'm telling him like, yo, she know it ain't right. So
I,
why
I
would we lie to her? Because then this is going to teach her this is what you're supposed to do. And that's what I don't want her to know. Because I want her at the end of the day to be better than we were. This is a
yeah.
part of her growth and development now. It's not just about us. So I don't know, I just
But
wanted
yeah,
you to see it.
this a whole nother show. Like
Right.
we did like 3 shows. So
Yeah.
what I want to do is I want to make sure that we all got Monet's contact information. He gonna let us know when he gonna be close to our area so we can
Please
all
do. Be
Yeah,
um
there.
y'all gotta
link
come on
up and
out for that
make
speed
it
sub. That
happen.
thing is. I'm not even
Yes.
just selling that thing. Like that thing is especially right now with everything that's been happening. That's the best thing going on in the nation.
Okay, well we definitely
And
need
y'all know
to work.
Tyler Chronicles, right? Y'all know Tyler Chronicles in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
he's the other comedian. He's one of the other comedians. He'll be
Okay.
popping.
Okay,
Yeah.
definitely. Well, everybody keep in touch. You know what I'm saying? And we'll definitely put some stuff together to do offline and maybe
Hell yeah.
live broadcast for those situations and just kind of give everybody exposure equally, you know.
Yeah. My
Exchange
laptop goes
exchange
wherever I
gifts.
go. Mm-hmm.
Exchange gifts.
Goddamn right.
I want to thank you for sticking with us for this
For
2 hours and
sure.
35 minutes.
Yes.
Golly, boy, about to.
that that
We'll
that
held you hostage
we
all
had
night,
you
huh?
on. So
Most
I done
I
forgot
hope
about
we
the
can make
I
a little
was
bit
candlelight. I done forgot.
better. See,
I'm about to
I
go back
so
to being sad again.
That's what
right,
happened when
no,
you held hostage by three women.
Your
right,
friend don't want you to be sad, baby. Your friend wants you to keep celebrating and doing the greatness because your friend was very proud of you. So
Healing energy right here.
don't even
Absolutely.
do
see,
that. That's
so
why, because
don't,
part of me
and
wanted to be like,
and
oh,
now
you
we
don't have to
friends.
come, but nah, right? We all
Yeah,
friends for
now
real.
we friends. So you get the feeling like that. You just hit one of us
Call
up.
us,
Absolutely.
Just
We all healers too. Like,
yeah,
all of us healers.
just hit one of
It's
us up.
one that's missing, but she'll heal her too. Now she'll get with you on some dark shit though, and be like, "Look, nigga, she ain't even finna sugarcoat shit for you, okay?" But
She's something you definitely want to have on your team. She's a hitter. But
yeah,
but
yeah,
yeah, we'll have to have you back. I
definitely.
appreciate everybody. I know Sonny got to go. My kids and came in here about 30,000
I'm
times.
on my way over there to Georgia myself.
Oh, okay.
I'll
Well,
ride in a little bit, and I'll be on my way to Georgia. I know I can't see y'all though, but
nah, I'm gonna be in the
All
bed
right,
in a
well, much
minute.
love, y'all queens. Y'all stay up.
All right. You have a
Stay
good
pushing.
peace,
night, everybody.
y'all.
All right.
I would like to thank everybody for joining us here at Through Our Eyes. Join us again. What's the next show, guys? The
24th,
24th.
that'll be, yeah.
The 24th. So join us again. We will definitely be back in the building on the 24th. I hope you guys join us. Thank you again for joining us tonight. I'm saying joining a lot because I've been drinking a lot because I normally don't repeat myself like this. But either way it goes, much love, peace, love to you. Until the next time, Davies.